Once upon a time, in a land that was called Britain, these things happened. That year, as the Romans used to reckon time, was 1233 years after the founding of their city. Though we in Britain usually date our years from the Black Year, which was when the Romans cut down the Druids on Inis Mon. By that reckoning, Arthur's story begins in the year 420. 420. Though Sansom, may God bless him, numbers our era from the date of our Lord Jesus Christ's birth, which he believes happened 480 winters before these things began. But however you count the years, it was long ago. Once upon a time, in a land called Britain.
Thank you, Jonathan Keeble. And welcome to another Warlords Midnight Matinee, and we're going to have another look at Age of Arthur. And I'll share with you what I've been working on. And good evening if you're tuning in now or later. Thanks for tuning in. Waiting for my connection to New York to get stable. And I hope all of you, everywhere, were found smiling today. Awesome. Thank you, Twitch. So I fired up Age of Arthur several years ago when this very nice young lady first released this mod. Takes place, I think, a couple hundred years before Britain Walda, but I played it briefly because it was in its infancy. She had just begun work on it, so she had barely scratched the surface of adding anything to it. Fast forward a couple of years later, and she's built a pretty good chunk of the world, the Arthurian legends, over Viking Conquest, which is my favorite. I love the Viking Conquest format, and if you play Viking Conquest, by all means, make sure you get the Balance Mod 13. But I hadn't looked at this in several years because she was still working on it, had a lot of work to do, and she's done quite a bit of work on it. The mod is now, I believe, abandoned, and we're going to have a look at the mod page. And I've begun working on reworking quite a bit of it. A little bit. As I usually do with most of the things that I play. Most of what you see me play here I've modded. Either with community mods, but always my own mods that I work on. But this is, the Age of Arthur is something that in the Mount & Blade Warband Tale Worlds universe definitely deserves its due, as does the world of Narnia. I would love to see Narnia in a Warband mod. And welcome all of you everywhere to the MS Shield Wall, and we're celebrating MS Awareness Month all over the world. There's 3 million of us that have multiple sclerosis, and I'm having a very weird day. Kind of feel like I have the flu and I'm underwater, but we persevere. So why do we share these things with you about multiple sclerosis, my dear viewers? So that you become aware of what multiple sclerosis is and how it's affected our lives, and then hopefully with that knowledge, people will do something to help cure it. And if you have donated to the MS Society in the past, thank you on behalf of all of us with MS for helping cure this illness, funding research. And if you'd like to donate to the MS Society, you can hit that link right there in chat. And thank you if you do. We are also celebrating Women's History Month. And of course, Guinevere and Morgan Le Fay all come to mind. And if you are interested in Arthurian legend, in my humble opinion and lifelong passion and love for the Arthurian legends, the best telling of the Arthurian tales is Bernard Cornwell's most recent telling in The Winter King. And the TV series is very different than the books, as is the Last Kingdom TV series very different from the books. And I implore you all to listen to the audiobooks in good old oral tradition. Sitting around the fire listening to a story. And Jonathan Keeble is our narrator for Derfel Cadern's Tales in the Arthurian World. It will be giving birth again to our hero, our happy-go-lucky hero, Derfel Cadern, who later becomes a saint who is a real person. And so he is the main character of the Arthur Tales, the trilogy, the Warlord Chronicles about Arthur. And the audiobooks are 10 stars. The audiobooks are excellent that Bernard Cornwell puts out. For all of you that may be visually impaired or have a hard time reading, I will, with multiple sclerosis, I'll likely never be able to read a book again. But audiobooks, yep, that's my cup of tea for sure. It's hard to see with multiple sclerosis. Our vision is often random. So let's have a look at this ModDB page. Because I've been waiting for this mod to really progress for several years. And it looks like it may be abandoned, but I'm going to continue to rework some things. And if there's some simple things that I can fix, I will. And if there's some other things that I don't know how to fix in regard to programming, because I'm a texture artist, I have friends that I can reach out to. And their specialty is the Viking Conquest DLC. Let's have a look at this. Visual impairment. Visual impairment. The connection from the brain to the eyes can be random when the nerves flare up behind the eyeballs. And so my vision some days is just perfect, like a hawk. And other days it's like looking through a dirty window. It's so strange. And on that note, I wanted to thank all of my subscribers, past and present, all of my subscribers. Thank you for supporting my efforts here on Twitch. Thank you for spending some of your time and some of mine. I was able to get a new keyboard today, and I have to have a very specific keyboard given my disabilities. And so I have very large keys, I have very large letters, and they are lit up in dim white because I can't do red and blue because they'll have an adverse effect on me visually with my eyes and my brain. Red, it'll knock me out. Blue will give me headaches. Nice soft white, it's right on the money. So it's a bit of a trick finding a keyboard that's affordable, that has the right lighting, the right visually impaired keys, and it's ergonomic, and it was not very expensive at all. And so I'm very happy with it. And so thank you, my subscribers, for helping fund things, this and that, things that I need. And this keyboard will serve me well. Yes, it will. And that's just the kind of keyboard I need. And there's only a couple of them made that have the exact specifications that I have to try to game comfortably. And I've noticed also, so I killed a lot of birds with one stone. I have the very soft chiclet keys. The keys are also double size. The letters are 4 times the size of regular letters. They light up. It has 3 lighting settings, and I have to have it on dim. All of my lighting always has to be dim for the rest of my life, unfortunately. And I love the sunshine. I love the heat. I love the tropics. Love the ocean. But we must adapt, and we must keep moving forward. But we must overcome our hurdles and continue to overcome our hurdles to continue to pursue the passions that we love, regardless of the hurdles that we face. And I implore all of you everywhere to do the best you can in achieving your goals and continuing to pursue the passions that you have regardless of the hurdles that you face. I'll keep saying it. Rock and roll. So I'm very happy with that. Thanks again, my subscribers, for the new gear. You guys have outfitted me nicely, I think, over the last 3 years. I am a very frugal person. I'm not somebody who needs trinkets and baubles. I'm not somebody who buys things often. I like things that are old with character. Prefer a thrift store any day of the week. In any event, I talk all day. If you'd let me, let's have a look at this. Copy. Have a look at this. My DB page.
Once upon...
Turn Jonathan off. Yeah. Nice. Back on track. Cool, so here we go. Awesome. Age of Arthur. And so when I first found this on ModDB, I was freaking excited because I love the Arthurian legends. I love the Arthurian tales. I think one of the first books I ever read was probably Arthur and His Knights, probably by Howard Pyle, probably. I've read a lot of Howard Pyle books growing up about knights and Vikings and everything, and it's good old stuff. It's hokey. It's 100 years old at this point. But in any event, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, some of the first books I ever read. I was a little kid. I was in grade school. And so some of the first books I ever read were King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table. I love it. And so for my favorite game, Mount & Blade Warband, what do I find? Age of Arthur. And so I found this several years ago. Release date, 2018. I could have swore she released it. Yeah, 2018 was the year that I became disabled. And then 2 years later, I was in a wheelchair. What we can remember. Lady Ashwood, thank you for your work. If you're watching this video, thanks for watching the video. And thank you for all your work in this mod. And I'm going to enjoy modding it. Awesome. Hello everyone, I thought now would be a good time to share some news regarding Age of Arthur. First, the bad news, there'll be no further updates to this mod unless Warlord decides to polish it up. I had hoped to release a few more just to squash those last remaining bugs, and we'll see what happens, guys. I haven't spent a lot of time in this or anything. I fired it up briefly, but I haven't had a relook, brief relook. I did some things to it. We'll have a look. And then another look, and then another look. However, life happened. I had hoped to release a few more releases, a few more updates, and it looks like she did, just to squash those last remaining bugs. However, life happened and my computer holding all the AOA files died. All the AOA files are for download right here on your page. The good news, I've decided to bring this concept of Dark Age to its very own PC game. Work has already begun. Now here I'm a little confused because she says how life happened, her computer blew up, she'd hoped to release a few things, but she's already started a new gaming company, has already started working on another game. Now if I went to a restaurant and I ordered a hamburger and I only got half the hamburger, and then the person said, hey, we're opening up a new restaurant right down the street, I probably wouldn't go to the new restaurant because I might only get a half a hamburger. Something to think about. And I'm wishing you luck, and I would love to see this in its very own game, but I'd like to see you finish this first. Age of Arthur 5.0, but she has Age of Arthur 7.0 right here. Awesome, latest version. Hot diggity dog. And so this is what I was looking at, and this is what I loaded up, and this is what I started working on. So let's have a look at what we got. Mr. Vors, Jarl Vors. I'm very good, thank you. Greetings, salutations, welcome, Chindan, Skol, Prost. Hey man, repeat after me. Du mami, du jammy, du mami, du tao. Don't ever say that to a Vietnamese person. I'm very good. We're having a look at Age of Arthur. And as I was saying, Age of Arthur is something that I looked at several years ago when it was first released. That music sounds a little loud. And how are you? What's new? Age of Arthur was something that I looked at several years ago by Lady Ashwood, and it was in its infancy, and she had just begun work on it, and so I held off playing it for a couple of years until more work was done to it. And this was, when did she kick this out? So she kicked this out in 2021. So her last update is a couple of years ago. And so on the main page here, what we find is there will be no further updates to this mod. And so I've begun reworking a little bit of this. And so we are going to have a look at the original work. We're going to have a look at the original mod. And Age of Arthur is built over Viking Conquest, yours truly's favorite DLC, and the game I always wish I had. Ever since Ultima was released by Lord British. When Lord British released Ultima, it was the greatest game ever released. Yeah. 40 years ago, that was bigger than Fortnite. It was bigger than that fancy Pong. And so this is what we're looking at, Age of Arthur. Let's see what she's got going on here. This is very, very different. This is very different than, I was incredibly impressed when I first looked at this, because she had implemented things into mods that had never been implemented in mods before. This is one life to live. There's no Lazarus in this. You can die. But your character is transferred into your children. Okay? And so you continue your adventure as your child. And so on, and so on, and so on, down through the ages. It's a concept I've never seen that in the Mountain Blade Warband. And to be clear, Viking Conquest DLC is what this is built over. This is built over Viking Conquest. Viking Conquest is a whole different game than Warband. It's still, everything about it's different. Except for the silly faces. They all look like Gary Gygax and Mr. Bean and Yarrow Vors. Yeah. Dude, it's freezing. Holy cow, freaking freezing. Are you kidding me? Dude, it's so cold. I got the heat on 78. My feet are, I got thermal socks on. I got freaking like elk fur boots. All in style of playthrough. That would be fun to have that all in. Let's look at what we have here, my friend. And welcome to this reveal, Yarrow Vors. This is a Warlord second look. When I take a look at a mod, this is a #1 first episode. I'm re-looking it. I'm taking another look at freaking Age of Arthur, and I am effing excited, man. Are you kidding me? I freaking love the Winter King. I love King Arthur. Right? I love everything about King Arthur books. Were some of the first books I ever read when I was a little kid, probably in kindergarten. And so when I saw, and I'm already repeating myself, I'm changing my name to Echo. I thought Echo was a really cool name. When I saw a King Arthur mod for, and we discussed this, you and I, not long ago, for Mountain Blade Warband, I had to check it out. Of course, she had a long way to go. She had just started the mod. She'd barely worked on it. She'd barely done anything to it. And so I said, man, you know, that mod has stayed in the back of my mind for 2, 3 years, 4 years, since 2018. So this was released about the time I became disabled. I didn't always have bat wings and shoot fireballs out of my bottom. But I waited, and I want to see what she would do with us. And so we're going to take another look at it. And I might have one episode. I did a first look sneak peek at this when it was first released on YouTube. I did a first look on YouTube. I don't think I was on Twitch. I wasn't on Twitch in 2018. I was on YouTube and Facebook. Fixed Kingdom Decree selection not working. This is so very different than Warband. It's really going to be a discovery. And one of the things I love about live streaming anything is that discovery no longer has to be a solitary occupation because we can discover things together in these amazing worlds. And so we're going back to 420 AD, rock and roll, the King of Arthur. Imagine that. Rock and roll, just so you get the whole experience. Jarl Vors, holy cow, it's good to see you. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the Age of Arthur? Because I remember you were telling me
Once upon a
that you
time,
really
in a land that was
liked
called Britain.
Arthur.
The
Right? Right. Yes, WordPad. Didn't I shoot you some links? I thought I did. Let me see. Let me see what I can find you. Yes. Dude, I think you sent me a message on Discord. Yeah, I thought you and I were talking about that. Let me find you, 1 second. And you missed my thank you to all of you subscribers. Thank you for the new keyboard. It's very hard for me to find a keyboard that I need, that I can use because of my disabilities, and I killed a lot of birds with one stone, so you guys will hear a lot less clatter. And I did a nice long thank you to you guys, you subscribers. I got my new keyboard today. And so my keyboard has keys that are twice the size. And the letters are 4 times the size because of my vision from multiple sclerosis is random. And it lights up to just the right dimness. I can set the dimness of the light and the backlight, and the light has to be white, not red or blue, because it fucks with my brain. It'll give me headaches and shit, but the nice dim white light, it's got big keys so I don't double hit keys because I can't control my fingers sometimes, and the letters are really big so I can see them much better. Okay, and it's ergonomic, and I use everything on my keyboard. Everything on my stream I can control with my keyboard. My sound right now, my webcam, I can do everything. So instead of a stream deck, I have everything on my keyboard. And so it's important that I can see the doggone keys, and so that they're big, so that my fingers aren't, because it's hard. It's like landing a spaceship, right? So I'm styling. Thanks to you subscribers, so gracias. Thanks all you subscribers. I got this new keyboard, and it has the chiclet keys. So I killed several birds with one stone because I know my keyboard was clattering. It's loud, it's annoying. I hate hearing that. It drives me bananas. I would mute myself. I don't even visit my own stream because of it. So these have quiet, soft, chiclet, low pro keys for less clatter. And I have a boom mic up here. I have a, what do you call it, Blue Nano Igloo sex toy hanging right here. It's a freaking glowing dildo. I love that, Tourette's. Hanging right here. It's the best. Listen, if somebody made sex toy live streaming equipment that looked like sex toys, you'd make $1 million. Swearing. You didn't swear. Dude, I have to turn the sensitivity. I have Shield on, Twitch Shield. The sensitivity is probably too high. It said that you were cursing with your laugh my ass off. So apparently the A means ass. You see, because when you're on Team MS and you live stream for the MS Society, we're being syndicated to several channels right now. I'm probably live on about a dozen channels. National MS Society, we're being hosted by Tail Worlds. So when I play Warband, we're hosted by Tail Worlds. I would suggest using Warbender, and I'm looking for links for you right now. Here you go. Now there is another program. Here we go. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. Rock and roll. Let me see. Get you a link. All you guys. Most of you guys are familiar with this. But my friend, this is what you're looking for. Right there. Yeah, have a look at Save Game Editor. Yep, now you can use you can use this is Mountain Blade. This is Mountain Blade, isn't it? No, this is for Warband. Yeah. It looks updated. Yeah, and so give that a look. Give that a look. If you have questions about a specific thing that you want to change in your game, in your save game, your current save game, it only changes your current save game. If there's anything that you want to know how to change, ask me. I probably know how to change something. If you want to double your experience, if you want to level up twice as fast, you want your companions to level up twice as fast, you want to cross the map faster or slower, you want time to go faster or slower, you know, you want it to, instead of, you know, throwing axes, you're throwing cows. Yeah, we had berserker battles one night and we were throwing cows at each other. It was bitching. So there you go. And thank you for asking. Have a look at the, there's also, I have to suggest, if you Google Warbender, and no, that will not take you to some crazy porn site. Warbender, it is an editor for Mountain Blade Warband. You might find that more user-friendly. This is a little old school, but I know my way around this old editor. And so there you go. But if you need to know how to change something, a lot of things I can change right in WordPad. I can fire up WordPad, shoot right through the files, change a sum, I know where it is. It's a matter of changing a number. You want to change the way your hall looks. When you get your castle and you get your cool hall and you got your fireplace and you got your wife and your hounds and you're polishing your swords and you're eating a big freaking piece of mutton and you want your hall to look cool and you see your neighbor's hall and your neighbor's hall looks really cool, well, you can just swap numbers. And there you go, Mountain Blade Save Game Editor. Now you've got a cool hall. I love Save Game Editor. Thanks for listening. And thanks for the new keyboard, all you subscribers. I'm very happy with it. It's nice and quiet. And the buttons are big. It's a little weird. I still have to get my brain adjusted to it, right? So dig it. Let's have a look at these changes. Before the esteemed Jarl of Wars rolled in, what were we looking at? Snooze the ad. There we go. Cool beans. All right. Fixed a bug attacking cities. Spy opened the gates for you. Dude, that's not a bug. When the spy opens the gates when we're attacking the cities, that's what spies do. And he's such a good spy that we think it's a bug. All right. Duels during feast events. Another issue, right on. Start an affair. Potential issue with pair talk. I'm going to be changing a great deal of names in this mod before I start a full campaign. We're going to change a lot of characters to characters from the Warlord Chronicles by Bernard Cornwell, right out of his Arthurian Legends. Bernard Cornwell's audiobooks of the Arthurian Legends are the best ever written, period. And you could find them on either my YouTube channel. I have a whole section of audiobooks on YouTube, and I have the entire series there on my YouTube channel. It should be somewhere in there. Five more. This is so different. You have children, and then you go into you Nightcrawler, your X-Men way into your children, and you continue your lineage. It's like The Sims. It's like The Sims. It's like The Sims and Warband. And I thought that was so unique and it was so phenomenal that somebody tackled that task of adding it into a Viking Conquest mod. Increased higher costs of companies, changed schools to monuments to better reflect the times, Same effects, though more detail. What is affecting kingdom loyalty via your minister? Holding too many feasts or banquets in a month now runs the risk of becoming fat. And so we actually have that constitution factor. That constitution factor, just like good old Dungeons and Dragons. That's good, man. I used to weigh 306 pounds in 2005. And in 2006, I weighed 165. Six tons of cocaine? Nope. Nope. No cocaine involved. Going to the gym every goddamn day and counting your calories and only eating 5 healthy foods. Rock and roll. And then I ate an entire truckload of freaking apple pies from McDonald's. I earned it. Increase higher costs, changed schools to monuments, added more detail to what is affecting kingdom loyalty, holding too many feasts or banquets, AI update. Asked a number of AI kingdom decisions, added more depth and challenge to the player. Kings and queens will now make the decision based on personalities, current kingdom needs. Investing in industry, investing farmland, building settlements. The king will now also have a slight more prominent role in planning. In this mod, in this age, we are these little tribes. We have these little kingdoms. Even if it's one backwater village, it could be a king, man. 420 AD. The fates of kingdoms will be decided with battles of between 30 men. This is old Mallory garbage. This is 14th century. That's when Mallory in the 14th century, I think it's Mallory 14th century. I'm probably off. But when he wrote that in the Middle Ages, okay, when he wrote the Arthurian tales, the most popular blah, blah, blah in the last 1,000 years, that's when Arthur was in armor, right? They're in medieval times. That we all know that that's not when Arthur lived. Arthur lived during Roman times in the Isle of Britons. In the Isle of Britain. Yeah. So sweet. That's a beautiful painting. One thing that bugged me about NATO is the lack of kingdom management options for the AI. Okay, cool. And so you see, she did go on to release 7.0, but she never threw that on ModDB. Maybe she has a more updated version on Nexus. Maybe she has a more updated version on Discord. And I'm wishing Lady Ashwood much luck in her endeavors. Super. Let's see what else we got. Features list. This is what we want. Full conversion into the Dark Ages. We can go to France. What's it called at the time? It starts with the A. It's not Aquitaine. But there was a kingdom here, and so she probably has it in there. And I noticed Lady Ashwood knows her lore. Because a lot of this, no offense, my dear, doesn't know how to spell some of these words in these languages, and I do, these ancient languages on this map, and I will correct them. But she's writing this right out of her head, and she knows her stuff. She knows where these places are. And I can tell she's like writing this from like memory from what she's read over the years. That's pretty cool. And so I'll correct some of the spellings to the ancient spellings. Would be cool to add something where if you are a king, you have daily complaints. We might. There's all kinds of stuff in here, and there's stuff that I will add, and there's things that I will change. But there's a lot in here that I've never experienced in a Mountain Blade Warband mod. That's why I'm looking at it, because when I saw what she was doing with this several years ago, I was impressed. I was like, she's going to do that in a mod where you can become your children. You can get killed, permadeath, like a real video game, like video games used to be. You get one life, Mario. Right on. Completely redone troop trees, troops to fit period and cultures. Over 50 new quests added. I'll be the judge of that. Troops to fit periods and cultures. But I'm looking. We have to remember something here. While I'm thinking of it, I have to share to all my dear viewers. We are not playing Viking Conquest. And we are not playing Mountain Blade Warband. This is not Mountain Blade Warband. This is not Viking Conquest, and we should not expect Mount & Blade Warband, nor should we expect Viking Conquest when we play any modification by any of these wonderful mod creators, because it's not. This is Age of Arthur. I don't know what to expect. I only have a general foggy idea because I'm very familiar with Warband and Viking Conquest, but this is Age of Arthur. Let's remember that. I don't know what's going to happen. She might not be telling us everything. The gods might come back looking for their cauldron, you know? So that's cool. Let your imagination fly. Just like a freak flag. Religion system, pagan, Christian, each with advantage. Killable lords and kings. So we can kill all the royalty in the kingdom. Yes, permadeath. And we can kill lords in Viking Conquest as well. There we go. Thank you, Omnia. That was a little loud in my ear. In Viking Conquest, you can kill lords as well. You can take their shit. You can take their Air Jordans. Yep. More fantasy and magic. In this game also, this has magic. And so we have magic. And so can we become a wizard? How much magic do we have? Can we become a wizard? That would be so cool. With the wizard hat and the robe. We can have a long sword, right? Put flames on it. Flaming long sword, that'd be so bitchin'. Light spell casting and magic of fantasy settings are enabled. And there's very few Mount & Blade warbands that employ magic. And I always wondered why somebody didn't make a, because I'm not adept at adding magic into a warband mod. I could figure it out, but I got other things that are pending. And so I love this, the whole option. I've always wondered why somebody didn't recreate Colradia exactly as it is, King Harless, King Ragnar, etc., but with a little bit of magic here and there, you know, wandering wizards or something. In Colradian lore, there's got to be some kind of, you know, that these awesome Turkish developers could come up with some really cool lore and have some kind of light magic in there. That'd be so neat. Have children and watch them grow to serve you, eventually becoming lords or companions. So your kids and your wife, they can become your vassals. Your children can become your vassals. And you can grow your kingdom as you grow your family. I think that when I saw that back in 2018, I was just blown away. I was like, man, she's going to put this in a mod. That's so cool. You may die in battle, but you can continue playing as your first son and daughter. I about fell out of my chair when I first read that about 5 years ago. I was like, look at this. I was like, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's so different. Weather to match the seasons, rock and roll. Full changing seasons. We have that in Viking Conquest. Summer to fall, very nice. Awesome, awesome. Super, super. Yep, there's Jerusalem. Yeah, look at the huts. Ah, look at the huts. Look at that. I'd never leave. I'd never leave. Oh, dude, we can go to freaking Stonehenge. That's so cool. What is the very first stone circle on Earth, my friends? It is the Ring of Brodgar. And if you ever go to the Ring of Brodgar, I beg you to do a live stream. Yep, look at this. Good old Viking Conquest format. I love it. And so we are going to have a look at, I can't wait to get on a ship, baby. We are going to have a look at the vanilla right out of the box, right out of the stone that the sword came from. We're going to look at the vanilla version of Lady Ashwood's version, herb version that is here for download. We're gonna have a look at that, and then we're gonna have a look at Warlord Edition real quick. Show you guys what I've been doing while I've been hanging out watching Shooky play Zelda. That's I haven't seen that in years. Yep, you cats. I was watching Freeside play Katamari today. He's very good at Katamari. I like watching Katamari because Katamari is a mental workout for me. Keeps the brain sharp. Stay sharp or get sloppy, my friends. Sink or swim. And Itchy goes playing Dead by Daylight. Itchy, I hope you're feeling better sooner than later. And crap. Dude, why are you cursing in my room? Dude, I gotta put you on, I'll have to put you on a different role so that you, holo screenshots look so good. What do you see mine? I'm terrible, aren't I? I'm so confident. The priest would tell you that confidence is a sin, but our gods say that it isn't. You should be proud of your achievements. Feeding your enemies' heads to your dogs. New advanced, I was quoting Uhtred. New advanced siege system and options, building battering rams. Yeah, we do that with the sieges, but the battering rams are great, but can we actually use them? Romance companions, give us a kiss. Possible romance companion. Each starting gender has one possible romance companion available. Try and find them, that's cool. So one of your companions has a crush on you. That's cool. That's so cool. You see, I seen some of this stuff. I was like, I can't wait till she does some more work on this. Special traits. Stress system. No. We'll eat lots of bananas. We'll be good. We'll smoke some weed. Kingdom Levy of War. Most companions completely reworked. And as you guys know, you guys have been following my gaming channel. As you guys know, I'm always going to make the companions love each other. They're going to be one freaking cuddle puddle. They're going to be one cuddle puddle. They're all going to love each other because I'm paying them to fight. I ain't paying them to bitch. So eventually I will make all these cats get along so that we can enjoy all the companions. We'll have 20 companions. They'll love each other. Yep. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Good. So, dude, every time, Vors, every time that you use a ridiculous word like crap, you can't see that because it's in mod view. But when I click allow, you're helping me fix my sensors. Thank you. Because now that word's allowed. Now you can say crappity crap all you want. So all the words that I allowed, you can now say them. So you're actually adding to my dictionary. So you see the downside is this is supposed to be, that's why I have the censors, because I stream for the MS Society. And you guys are a bunch of freaking slacking, fornicating hooligans. All right? Bunch of drunkards. You can't be saying that stuff on my channel. We'll have a banner hog. Have to nail you in your house. We burn it to the ground. It's old school. Challenge accepted. No, but I just noticed it's upside downsides of the day. The downsides is it gets censored and I have to like click allow or disallow. And some things I won't allow. But the upside is it adds to my dictionary so that it will get allowed, because I don't care if people say crap. But I do care if they say butthole, okay? But I can say butthole because this is my living room. Now, if you told me that I could not say butthole in your house, it's your house. So I won't say butthole, even if you say butthole a million times. But I'm not going to let anybody say butthole in my room except for me. But you're allowed to say crap. It's cool. Thanks for chilling, dude. Thanks for being friendly. So this mod, I've been so excited. And I like what she's done. I like what I've seen. So let's have a look, and we'll have a look together. All of you everywhere. Bernard Cornwell's television series. It had 2 seasons. It came out about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, with Eva Green and this super hot Claire Forlani. That's right, Claire. You're 10 times hotter than Eva Green, baby. That's right. I know you're watching. But they did the television show Camelot, and Michael Hirsch also did Tudors. He did Vikings. He did Vikings Valhalla, which is half as good as Vikings. But I love the Greenlander's story. He's doing his best. But this castle picture, I ganked from, I screen capped. I was watching Camelot again. And I do recommend that TV show. I enjoyed it. I love Ralph Fiennes as Merlin. Ralph Fiennes as Merlin, he's superb. King Arthur, I think, is a total ninny. Yeah, he's a nanny boo-boo. He's no King Arthur. But there's some great actors and actresses in it. If you're a King Arthur fan, you probably already seen it. The old TV show, it's called Camelot. Had 2 seasons, really bummed me out that got canceled. And Michael Hirsch, now that you're a great big superstar, continue that series. Now that Arthur's all grown up. You know, that actor's got to be, what, 40 now? Perfect. But of course, he's doing Winter King, which is almost the same thing. Awesome. And thanks for chilling, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to see what I'm up to. We are up to the Age of Arthur. No way. No way. Dude, did you get your Arthur today? Did you get your Arthur today? I gotta pack a ball. Welcome to the Shield Wall. Thanks for being a part of my last chapter. Did you get your freaking Arthur today? Did you? Did you get your Arthur today? Did you get your Arthur today, baby? I got some Arthur for you.
By 300 AD, the Roman Empire extended from Arabia to Britain.
Rock and roll. Look at that map. Looks awesome.
But they wanted
Look at that.
more land, more peoples loyal and subservient to Rome.
More Rome.
But no people so important as the powerful Sarmatians to the east. Thousands died on that field. And when the smoke cleared on the 4th day, the only Sarmatian soldiers left alive were members of the decimated but legendary cavalry.
Look at that scene. Oh, I love that tune, dude. I'm putting that in the game. That's going in the mod. That's going in the mod for sure. That's probably going to be the main title song.
In exchange, these warriors were incorporated into the Roman
I'm going to probably put that as the main title song. Hey, dude, if you reached out to me about assets for a mod, I will get back to you. And I'd be glad to share my stuff with you. My screens and music. That actor's a great actor. He portrayed Robert the Bruce in a 2-part documentary series. He's so good. Look at those freaking huts. I want one. I love those yurts. I need 40 acres in a yurt.
Indebted not only themselves,
The day has come.
but also their sons, and their sons, and so on, to serve
And
the
their
empire
wives
as
were the
mates.
real Amazons. The Sarmatians, they married the Amazons. They are in the Ukraine is where they are. Right there, they're in the Ukraine. In real history, that would be the Ukraine. The women would be former Amazons, and the Sarmatians were never called knights, but they were Sarmatians. And that is how they lived. They were living in yurts, they were nomadic.
He will protect you.
Lancelot! Lancelot! Lancelot!
Lancelot was a totally real person. He runs a pizza shop in Venice Beach in California.
Don't be afraid. I will return.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. What's his name? The actor? My daughter loves him. Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. He's one of my favorites. I think that's my daughter's adult crush.
15 years. Not including the months it'll take to get to your post.
Look at his kit. Look at his armor. You see, Hollywood got smart and they started hiring reenactors. Now that Rus shit, that's bullshit. They wouldn't be sitting there yelling Rus. They're not Rus. They're Sarmatians. That's all goofy Hollywood shit right there. I'll still give them a hug though. I'll still give them a hug. I'll go all Rus on their ass, give them a big hug. Look at that. Look at that scene.
Post was Britain, or at least the southern half. The land was divided by a 73-mile.
So what was Daryl going to be doing before he became disabled? I had two goals, my next 2 goals. And one of my
3
goals
centuries before it.
was to hike that wall. You see, because I did hike MS, I was a part of the Finnish MS program. I was still walking, I was still active. back in 2017, 2018. And I was going to hike Hadrian's Wall with my daughter. Okay, it's about 80 miles, takes about a week, and we would stay at B&Bs along the way, and we would stop at historical sites. And my daughter is a totally buff historian. She knows her stuff. And so we'd both be just giving a live stream and just giving you guys a show. The next hike that I wanted to do, and the Hadrian's Wall hike, okay, with my new electric wheelchair, I can do that hike. With my newer, more modern wheelchair, I can do that hike. My wheelchair freaking go anywhere. It's like 25 miles an hour. It's got a 50-mile range. Something like that. But that's what I wanted to do. What was the purpose of doing the hike? The purpose of doing the hike was charities, my friends. Turn your hobbies and events into charitable events to help people less fortunate than yourselves. And so that was the purpose of that hike. Okay, was to do that for the MS Society. The hike that I wanted to do after this would be the East Coast hike up the coast of Newfoundland, which would end up at the UNESCO World Heritage Settlement, the Viking settlement for the reenactments, the Viking village, the Viking settlement area up in Newfoundland. And so that's what I wanted to do. All right. So if you guys could sell your neighbor's car and donate to the MS Society, we can get this shit cured, and I can go hiking.
So, as our forefathers had done, we made our
yeah,
way
man.
and reported to our
Dude,
Roman
let's go. You want to go?
commander,
I just need a partner.
ancestrally named for the first Artorius.
I can pee on my own. I can poop on my own. I can still get up on my 2 feet, kick your ass. It's la-di-da. No, we'd have a riot though, huh? So that was your daily dose of Arthur. Oh shit, man, I got the cam in the living room on. Look at the cat, he's frozen. Holy shit. So are we actually getting it in play? I don't actually play video games. I just look at them on the internet. Oh, we get there for nothing. We'll get there and back for round trip, $600. Food. Wouldn't need shit for food. Take all your food with you. Yep, sleep in a tent. I have enough camping gear to live permanently outside for 4 people. For any season. I have a room full of camping shit. Let's go. All we got to do is get there. If we start paddling now, we'll be there before it snows. So let's check this out. Let's check this out. Yeah, I used to do Europe for like $300 round trip. It's like 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Yeah, I've actually, the Newfoundland trip, I have the entire itinerary completely worked out down to the last penny. Everything, rides, everything. Yeah, I have it all worked out to do that hike. And that hike would take about 10 days. I think it's 250 miles, 200 miles, 250 miles, right? And I would roll probably 10 miles a day, I don't know. Yeah. And one of the other goals was to go kayaking, and I wanted to shoot photos of the very rare endangered puffins. I'm known for taking photos of birds. You can see some of my photography in Destination Gettysburg magazine on Instagram and Twitter. Awesome. In any event, thanks for letting me share. And so I implore you guys, I hope I planted a seed with what I shared of some of the goals I had. I don't have dreams. I don't have dreams. Nope. Dreams are for people who sit on the couch eating cupcakes. They never leave their house. And then they don't believe the things that other people tell them because they judge another person's life with their own life's measuring stick, and they find themselves coming up short. Goals are for people who want to achieve things and get from point A to point B, and you make a plan how to get from point A to point B rather than having dreams. And so those hikes were not dreams, those hikes were goals, and they're not goals that I've given up on yet. And so I hope that inspires you guys and it planted a seed so you never give up on your goals. Turn your hopes and dreams into goals. make a plan, get from point A to point B. Did I say all that shit out loud? I did. Thanks for listening to what I had to say. There's so much to say and there's so little time, I thought I would share what was on my mind. So, my friends, let's take a look at vanilla. We're going to go through the day one character creation process because I love all the sweet little options with Viking Conquest. And then I'll think of some things that we can add to this. And I'll share with you what I've already added. Rock and roll, Durful Kadern is in the house.
Once upon a time, in a
Thank you,
land
Durful.
that was called Britain.
And we'll have a look
These
at
things
my
happened.
version in just a minute.
That year, as the Romans used to reckon time, was 1233 years after the founding of their city. Though we in Britain usually date our years from the Black Year, which was when the Romans cut down the Druids on Innis Mon.
It just makes me sad. People should not
By
dream
that
people.
reckoning,
I implore you. I'm not
Arthur's
bitching. I'm
story
saying I
begins
want
in
you
the
guys
year
to be where you want to be.
420.
Your lives are so short.
Though Sansom,
Do
may
your
God
best
bless
to be
him,
the
numbers
most
our
important
era
thing,
from the
you
date
guys,
of our
to
Lord
be
Jesus
happy.
Christ's birth,
The most important thing, being happy.
which he believes happened 480 winters before these things began. But however you count the years, it was long ago. Once upon a time, in a land called Britain.
Nuh-uh, Durful. Let's hear that again.
Once upon that year, as the Romans used to reckon time, was 1233 years after the founding of their city. Though we in Britain usually date our years from the Black Year, which was when the Romans cut down the Druids on Innis Mon.
Innis Mon.
By that reckoning, Arthur's story begins in the year 420. 420. Though Sansom, may God bless him, numbers our era from the date of our Lord Jesus Christ's birth,
Yes.
which he believes happened 480 winters before these things began. But however you count the years, it was long ago.
420. It was in
Once upon a
420.
time, in a land called Britain.
I know, I just had to echo that. See if somebody eventually ever caught it. The spelling was different. The language was so different. Yeah, the people that we call the Welsh weren't called the Welsh at this time, but they would have had a different, they called it Hlogir. That means our lost land, because they are losing their land to the Saxons and the Angles. And that's the time period that we're in. And that's why Arthur was the hero, the Jesus figure that fought back the Angles and the Saxons so that all the land wouldn't be lost. Hlogir. Yeah, if you do get a chance, listen to the audiobooks, The Winter King, The Warlord Chronicles, 3 series, Excalibur, Enemy of God, and The Winter King. That's what we were just listening to. That was Durful Kadern, and that will be our happy-go-lucky warrior hero again. We've been playing Durful Kadern for freaking 10 years. And so many warband games. Durful's my hero. Durful became a saint. Durful was a real person. And I love hearing his tale and how he lived through these times. And he shares the world with us. This world, boy, these textures are taking a while, aren't they? And he's showing us Arthur's life and this whole world through his eyes. And so this is the vanilla game. This is what you guys will download from ModDB or Nexus or the Tale Worlds forums. or the Discord. And I love the music, and I'm guessing that she's using the music from the movie. Okay, so here's the funny thing. When I first thought, I was like, oh, you know, if she's not going to finish this, well, I'll make some changes to it. I'll see what I can do on it. If she's not gonna finish it, I'll do a few things to it. And the first thing that came to mind was adding this picture as the main menu picture, right? It's like it's a no-brainer as to put King Arthur. Okay, so this is the vanilla. This is the vanilla version. Let's see where we're at. We'll put that on. We'll keep it on pour for now. This is vanilla. This is all vanilla right out of the box from ModDB. Rock and roll 250. High, full, medium, 50, 23, shadows. Jiggity jack. Any weird controls? Oh, somebody died. No save game. Rock and roll. So let's do something weird. Look at this. Demort Arthur. Good choice in paintings. Is that either a painting or from a tapestry? That's the Death of Arthur. Is that painting? The Death of Arthur. That's from like 14th century or something. That's from an old book. It's beautiful. It's bitchin'. It's, you know, but we all know Arthur came from this time period, 420. Everybody knows King Arthur came from 420. That's right. Everybody knows King Arthur came from 420. Welcome to the Age of Arthur. And so let's see, trade agreement fostered, Middlesex. You see some of these spellings are, she wrote this off the top of her head, and I'm impressed. I am impressed with what she remembers from the Arthurian legends. I can tell she threw all this stuff out there. I was like, yeah, she knows stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that could be changed for accuracy, like old Welsh spellings, and I'll address that to some of these place names. Yeah. Continue. Anno Domini 498. We'll change that to 420. We're at the end of the 5th century. Now you see the map. I wish I was part of her team when she was putting this together, because you see, I'll put a much nicer map here, which this is cool. This is her version. This is the way she sees. This is her painting of her Arthurian world. Lady Ashwood, the mod developer, and she's sharing with us her creation of the Arthurian world. This is not Mountain Blade Warband anymore. This is Lady Ashwood's Age of Arthur. This is not Viking Conquest anymore. So thank you for sharing your dream with us. And I thank you for the goal. I wish you'd finish this mod. I'd love to throw some graphics out there. Anybody wants my graphics and stuff that I do for this, hit me up. And if I haven't gotten back to you on Discord, I will. As soon as you send me a couple gallons of ice cream. Their armies leaving England 80 years ago. The Romans bailed, and you better believe we're going to be firing up 457 again, creating the kingdom of the Geats, of my ancient ancestors, and Beowulf, and Arminius. We're going to fight some Romans with Hannibal. It's going to be awesome. It's a dark and ruthless era of raw strength and survival, where men go to bed every night praying to see a new day. It's the age of Camelot, the clans of Ireland, the raiders, the ascension of the Franks, and the emergence of the Saxons. Yep. Horsa and Hengist, two brothers who had to get their people across the North Sea because they were starving. Many ice ages, a million factors. There's always more than one factor to an adverse effect in any environment. So says the Department of Ecology and Agronomy at Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, Dr. Dave Chalmers. And so they had to migrate, these tribes, the Angles and the Saxons, and they were led by two brothers, Horsa and Hengist. They had to get their people to a better place. Man, in Britain was ripe for the taking, ripe for the plunder. No Roman armies to defend them. They were still evolving in their own brand of Christianity there. And these guys were seasoned warriors that had fought under the banner of Rome for, I don't know, a century maybe? Decades? Maybe longer? Saxons, the long knives, that's what it means. Sax, long knives. And so they had to go to England. They needed to find a better life for their people, you know? And there's a lot of notions out there. Some top historians that I know that live here in Gettysburg would tell you we're guessing and will always be guessing and we'll never really know. We'll always be guessing. We'll never know the facts unless we were absolutely there and give an unbiased account of events. So some people are of the notion that a lot of this migration was peaceful, that the Saxons and the Angles just came and landed and settled on down and nobody had a problem with it. Well, some of that's true, but we also have plenty of archaeological evidence, a lot of dead people in great big farm fields that show that there were plenty of battles to take this land. And so there's a little bit of both. And as I was saying, there's always more than one factor. So yes, migration, immigration, settling, and battle, and land taking, and land grabbing, and peaceful settling. Those are all factors in the evolution of this country at the time. You cheat, Dr. Jones. You cheat. Saxon. Nope. Check it out. Look at that. Scody. Maybe one eye. Change. Brigantes. I love the fact that the Brigantes are in here. Okay. Did the Brigantes still exist did they still exist in 500 AD? I don't know. I will assume that they did, because she put him in the game. But I've always assumed that the Briganti assumed. If I say something, it is a fact and I can prove it. But if I can't, I will tell you that I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm always honest to a fault. I don't really know if the Brigantes were still a tribe at this time, but they're cool. It's cool that the Brigantes are in here. Romano Britons, cool. Foreigner, what is that? What does that mean, foreigner? Okay, so we're gonna figure that out. What is foreigner? All right, let's do something cool with that. Okay, because there's a million billion interesting, super cool freaking cultures and histories of cultures on planet Earth. Every culture and race and creed and everything about the Earth and humankind is amazing. One of the kindest compliments I was ever afforded by a former girlfriend, principal. Yeah, you know who you are. The principal. She said to me, yeah, I was dating a principal, girl I grew up with. So she says, the thing that she loved about me the most is the fact that I love people. And human beings are incredible. We're all as different as the trees, but the histories of all of our different cultures is truly fascinating. And so, given the fact that we have such a variety of so many different options, let's do something with that. You know, something cool, African, you know, something far out. Japan, right? Something unexpected, who knows? Because there was plenty of tribes from Southern Europe trading with Cornwallum, okay? And Leonis, by the way, is not a real place. I grew up for decades, for years, most of my adult life, I thought Leonis was a real place, but it's not, it's fantasy. No, it's not, it's real. Tristan and Isolde still rule there after all these years. So we can be Picts, we can be Britons, we can be the sons of Ire. Frisian, I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to look at this to see why that's broken, and we'll fix that. It looks like somebody was typing, drinking some Jameson, and they hit the wrong key. So what are we gonna do? Britain, we're gonna be Britain, awesome. The gaming Brit would be proud. Yep, we'll be male. Height will be tall. Viking Conquest, I love the codes where you could be short, tall, and medium. And you can also choose the heights of the troops in the battlefield. Well, on the battlefield, you want everyone to be the same height, which will give you a little bit smoother gameplay. Or you can have all kinds of different heights, which is cool and realistic. Might take a frame rate hit if you got an old potato like my computer. Young, young, young. Let's be middle-aged. Yep, 42 is a good age to work towards. Boy, that's loud. One of the things, you guys, I gotta say, thank you again, you subscribers, for this keyboard. So check this out. And I know this is old hat. It's nothing new to me. I'm not that old-fashioned. But with this new keyboard, something I couldn't do with my old keyboard is I can hit 2 keys and I can turn down the volume on my earbuds. Where before, with my older keyboard, I could not do that. I would have to exit out of I would have to minimize my game and then go to my taskbar and change for my earbuds. With multiple sclerosis, sometimes I can't keep headphones on my head. It's like you got a fucking alien creature on your head. It's so weird. So solutions, nice light little dainty babel fish for the ears. Awesome, awesome. Our greatest virtue, I love this about Viking Conquest. This is a walk down memory lane, isn't it? Good old Viking Conquest freaking character creation. I love Viking Conquest. I love the graphics on the sides. Sweet, so nice. Who are you? Be careful. Your choices will affect your attributes, skills, dialogues, and opening story. I've always wondered what was going on in space. Oh, dude. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Cantabrians, right? The Cantabrians? Yeah, the Cantabrians. Okay. Oh, did you see? You want to know what was going on in Spain during this time? If you want to know what was going on in Spain during this time, check out, and I know it's Hollywood, but I think it's great. I know that, you know, we could, you know, hire $1 million Harvard history professors, but it's a good TV show. The TV show, the series on Netflix, I think it was on Netflix, is called Barbarians. And it goes through all the ages. Geyseric, the Vandals, Boudica, Hannibal, Arminius, all kinds of great stuff. Yeah, they're all over France and Spain, all through. It's pretty good. I like it. It's Hollywood. I can dig it. Big old box of popcorn. Oh man, all kinds of crazy shit. What was going on at this time, dude? Let me see if I got a link. Do I got a link? See if I got a link. We're going to be firing up 457. I think I got a link. Nope, no link. I'll have to get you a link for 457 AD. The mod, 457 AD mod. And go find out for yourself in the 457 AD mod. And I'll be playing that again soon. The guys reached out to me. Thank you guys on YouTube and wanted me to play the new version. I can't wait. Super. They said they've added all kinds of barbarian tribes. It's going to be great. Awesome. Conan lives, baby. It's going to be bitching. And so this is very interesting. Check this out. So this will have more of a profound effect on everything than I had at first imagined. Yeah, this is cool. And so our father was a knight. There really wasn't, you know, this is the thing. What I'm trying to say is, this is the age of Arthur. This is this young lady's game. If she says that there's knights in 490 AD, there's knights in 490 AD. In reality, we know knights at their heyday were, 1066? But this is Age of Arthur. And so in 490 AD, we got knights. Okay, so was Papa a knight? Was Papa a priest, a peasant, an outlaw, a craftsman, a noble, a petty king, a major king? How about a noble? Because if I start out as a petty king, we're going to inherit Papa's land, and I really don't want to start out as a king. I like to start out at the bottom, but not at the bottom of the barrel. I'd like to at least be an apple floating a little bit up above the bottom of the barrel. So something like noble. Okay, so we can get our foot in the door a little bit quicker. And then what we're going to do, my friends, is we're going to take this save file and this character, and we're going to go over to have a look at what I've done to this so far. And I hope you like what you see and what you hear. This music is gonna make me die gurgling in a pool of blood in the tub. It's not bad. I like this music. May the gloom find you smiling. Got the violins rolling. We'll pick noble. We can get our banner. And I think we'll mod a banner. I forgot to mod a banner. We'll mod a banner. Okay, so wait a second. As a child, we like soccer and Kentucky Fried Chicken, but there's nothing on here. The Kentucky Fried Chicken. What's up with the Kentucky Fried Chicken? There's no Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's no soccer. There's no fireworks. There's no pit bulls. There's no 12 gauges. Gosh, these had some boring childhood. Back in the day, that's all they had. Back in the day, I feel sorry for these guys. No Shetland ponies. Me and my brothers used to beat on each other with aluminum garbage can lids, baseball bats on the back of our Shetland ponies. True story. That's not hogwash. That tastes like a mildly used Italian shoe. Stealing. I'm proud that I started out as a stealer. Nah, martial arts, rock and roll, taekwondo, Clable School of Martial Arts, the Ottawa Taekwondo Red Dragons. Hot diggity dog. So starting out you were, and the options here are so bleak. What's up with that? Why don't we have retainer? Why don't we have soldier? Okay, here's the dealio. Here's the dealio. Starting out, you were what? A slave, landowner, hunter, traveler, priest. Landowner comes down the tree from your father being a noble. Okay, but a lot of people I know, as a matter of fact, the majority of the cats that I graduated high school with, they signed up for the military. So, dude, you know, you're 18 years old, you roll out of Papa's farm, you go enlist in the army, like most young guys do. But we don't have that option. We have hunter, traveler, priest. What's the difference? Traveler, priest, slave that's tough to start as a slave. But we have hunter, which is cool, but we don't really have like lord's retainer. I would seek employment with the local lord. We get a spear, we get a shield, we get a big old freaking piece of mutton just in case the spear breaks, right? So we'll choose landowner. That's kind of on the noble path, I suppose. We're going to be a pagan. What's interesting is a lot of these tribes had been Christian for centuries, and so we're going to be the token pagan. We're going to be the odd pagan out. Yep, we're going to be the purple jelly bean. We treat all jelly beans equally. That's right. Fortitude, baby. You're an adult. You are an age where a reasonable amount of experience and health meet, according to the 4 cardinal virtues recognized in the writings of classical antiquity. You most often exhibit fortitude, also called courage. It ensures firmness during difficulties and constancy in the pursuit of goals. It is the strength to make a decision based on moral conviction, whatever the consequences. I always tell the truth, even if it means my death. You are Briton, a member of the Celtic people. Bullshit. These people were not Celtic. Change that shit. That's hogwash. Oh, wait. It's just a mod. A member of the Celtic peoples who inhabited Britain. Only 2% of the genetic footprint of these isles is Celtic, and that came from the amber and tin trade in Cornwall down to Spain and the south of France. And that came from marriages and trade down in Cornwall. So 2%, 60% is Norse. That's right, my people. We rolled in there and we left our condoms at home. You were born years ago to an impoverished nobleman. You came into this world a son of a declining family of influence. By now the vast estates were gone and only the house in which you lived remained as a possession. That's right, little bit of landowner. Despite your hardships, your parents gave you a good education. That's right, and a bucket of chicken. I got a bucket of chicken. I'm so psyched. Preparing you from childhood for the chance to become a companion to royalty. Super, that's right, retainer in the service of our Lord. Your family believed in the old gods, and we still do. You soaked up all of the stories told far into the night with everyone gathered around the fireplace. We learned the tales of Baal and the cauldron. That's right. I don't know much about that religion. My ex-wife does. Yeah, I married a pagan, but we're different pagans. We tried not to sacrifice each other. We did pretty good. You soaked up all the stories told far into the night with everyone gathered around the fireplace. You're a staunch believer of the old ways. You have no idea. You have no idea. Your worship gives all the deities their due. Tyrannus, the god of thunder, fire, and bringer of the wheel. Belenos, the god of the sun, sky, and horse, master of the fire chariot. Oh, we better have chariots in here. We better have chariots in here. Tutades, the god of man, and all the rest required to oversee all the dissipate processes of the world. You spent your youth as a page. You put us in a book. You were chosen to be, I'd learned English from a book, to be a companion to one of the wealthy noblemen of the kingdom, so to given a place at the hall, serving the more senior members of the household. Your first lesson were in humility. They slapped us around. Ah, man, they made us eat off the floor. It's terrible. In compensation were all sorts of entertainments, chess games, Hefner Teufel. You guys join me, we got to do some Hefner Teufel multiplayer. Bard visiting to recite the poems of great deeds and loves. You were drawn most by the world of conflict and competition. That's right. Women are to be worshipped, men are to be conquered. You played rough games with other children, battling each other with sticks and swords. That's the old ways. Such games provided your invaluable lessons for your current life. Formerly, you were a free man and moreover a master over a bit of land. Being a free man meant that you at least had it easier than did the servants. We won't have any servants. We'll set them free. We'll pay them. We'll give them swords. They murder us and take all our shit. In fact, you own some servants of your own who helped with the hard work, but you still had to do your share. You had to pay rent to your overlord and owed him labor services for the land. When your lord was involved in a war, you had to answer his call for foot soldiers. Right on, just like a good Thane. In those times, you had to rely on your shield and spear in the thick of battle. Rock and roll, shield and spear. Awesome. Awesome. Super. Excelente. The banners, I'm going to rework a bunch of these. And so our Lord Durfel would have had a 5-pointed star in his shield. And so this is what they have to offer. Super. You know I just got to get the boobies. That's one of my favorite banners. Rand, the sea goddess, and her bitch daughters, and they will sink you to the bottom of the sea. Unless you tell her she's beautiful and you convince her that she is beautiful, and she may just set you free. Rand, goddess of the sea. We can work with that. We can make a banner in about 2 seconds with that. We'll do that together. Super. Now this is a trip. Now this is what I'm talking about. When I first looked at this, I had to correct myself. And so I want you guys to join me in deboxing our heads. And so I had to debox my head when I first looked at this, because I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Why do we have entertainment and Sea King up there, and we have navigation down here? The navigation base attribute is intelligence, that's good. Entertainment, it's charisma, it's still the same. It's just in a different place than it normally is in Viking Conquest, because this is identical to Viking Conquest. And so I was a little confused. I was like, huh. And then my stats, right on, sister. Lady Ashwood did it right. Okay, you see what she did? And I salute her. Hats off to Lady Ashwood, our mod dev of the evening. Is finally, and there's mod devs that do this, there's mods that do this. We just went through that really cool backstory, and that backstory is freaking bitchin'. Welcome to Tale Worlds. And you go and you got this awesome backstory. You grew up in the Hall of a Lord and all this jazz, and you're trained in farming and all this stuff. And then you load up your character and you're like, huh? What is this? I just did this cool backstory. But now in this, in Age of Arthur, what do we have? 5 Iron Flesh. We got a 4 Power Strike. We got a 4 Power Throw. Now, given my backstory, that's what I should have. So rock and roll, sister. I don't mind the level 1. I don't care about leveling up. But when I get in here, I'm like, wait a minute. What about my backstory? And that's 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 Mountain Blade Warband mods. Everybody knows. You're like, oh shit, man, I gotta start at level 1. That sucks. I gotta do what? Go grind and shit? Come on. That blows. But with this, look at this. I got 3 trainer, so I get some troops. I'm gonna be training them up at a decent speed because I've got the backstory. Need I say more? I don't think I do. I got a 5 leadership. Look at that. 3 persuasion, rock and roll. I still got 4 attribute points. This is cool. And so that's what I'm talking about. Boom, boom, boom. Trainer, tactics, super duper. And so that is representative of the backstory that we chose, which is rare in Mountain Blade Warband mods. You don't usually get that. You know, you get some like a World of Ice and Fire. That's keen. It works. A lot of mods do to a little degree, but that rocks right on. I got a 91 at proficiencies. That's super. You know, I like 100. Starting out with a good backstory. That's cool. 55 health. We're not going to die too bad. And welcome, my friends. Welcome again to No Hurry, No Worry Gaming here at the Lucky Sombrero. Hot diggity dog. Age of freaking Arthur. I love King Arthur. There's so much to see about King Arthur. And boy, you know, I've noticed over the years, I think I'm 55, 56 years old. Sean Connery's always played such a good role in all the Arthurian legends and films over the years, all the way back to The Green Knight. Hats off to that geezer. So what are we going to get? 9, 10, 11, 12? Or are we going to need... We are going to go and we're adventuring. I don't want a kingdom. I don't want to start out as a king. But we're going to need a warband, aren't we? So boom. It's just making us choose. It's just making us choose. We got a 5 leadership already. So we're not going to hit that 5, right? Even if I spend all my points on that, we're still not going to hit that leadership. So it don't matter. So let's work on that agility to get our weapon skills higher, higher, higher. Yep, get our weapon master kicking. We got a 4, so we still got to come up to 18, 21. We got a ways to go before we get that weapon master up there. We got 6 points though. Navigation, we're not going to be doing ships for a while. Trade, we got a 1. That's good to start with. Surgery, wound treatment. I noticed that first aid is gone. There is no first aid skill in this mod. There is no first aid skill. It's gone. Surgery. Oh, look, it's totally different. That's cool. Each point of the skill, 4% chance at a mortally struck party member. So your party members can die. Your companions can die. Right? So you can lose Lancelot. You can lose King Arthur. We can lose that little Jimmy kid from down the street who mows the lawn. Yep. That little turd. He stole my ice cream. Shit, we're going to need that surgery, going to need that wound treatment, rock and roll. Spotting, I don't care. Pathfinding, we'll need it. Looting, we're going to need it. Our riding, yeah, most likely we're going to need riding big time. Rock and roll, sinking, entertainment, for sure. Foraging. I'll hit that foraging. How about riding, tracking trainer, looting, boom. Looting. Pathfinding. Rock and roll, I'm solid with that. Cool, one-handed, boom, 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 let's go, go, go. And you know what? We're gonna need pole arms. We're gonna be using a lot of spears. Yep. Our Lord Durful. You guys should hear a big difference. You won't hear my really loud clattering keys anymore. Thank you, subscribers. Yeah, I have to get used to this keyboard. It's much nicer than my other one. This was like 30 bucks. And it's out of all the doggone keyboards in the entire world, it's like there's only a couple that I can get. There's only a couple I can get that like to get stoned. This is awesome, you guys. We're gonna go get stoned with Merlin. Lord Vors, welcome. Thanks for chilling with me tonight. Thanks for kicking it. I hope you're enjoying your warband games. And if any of you are lurking, I don't know who's in the channel, welcome and big hugs. Unless you're an evil little shit, then I'm gonna feed your head to my dogs. All evil shits, that's right. We know the drill, right? The good guy gets the girl, the bad guy dies. And we all ride off into the sunset smiling. We are going to do something with these faces. Yeah, we need some variety. We need more variety. Yep, we'll put some more faces in there. That looks kick-ass. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's all right. That eagle's got to go. That eagle's a little before its time. Yep, same old, same old. We will add some more faces in here, my friends. And so I'll change up a bunch of these faces. That's, what's his name? Come on, multiple sclerosis. The guy who plays Iron Man. Dr. Doolittle. It's him, I swear, look at him. It's Dr. Doolittle. It's Iron Man. It's those guys with the tigers out in Vegas. Yep, that's our man. For now, I'm gonna add a bunch of faces and stuff in here. Zoinks. Zoinks. That nose bridge down. Yep, big ass nose, that's right. Shoink. Some big eyes, eye with. Boom. Ah, he looks like my cousin from Chicago. Oh, dude, that's excellent. Excellent, excellent. And I think you said vanilla. I think the most I've ever had in vanilla, I don't know, a couple million. I think I had 3 million once, years ago. Awesome. Listen, man, it'll be there today and gone tomorrow. That's the story of my life. My entire life savings was gone in 1 year. Everything I worked for decades, everything gone. 1 year, just to stay alive. Imagine tomorrow you're starting all over, fresh out of high school. 5 million. Here one day, gone the next. And you find yourself making soccer balls in Pakistan with Tom Green and his pops. I love Warband. I love Mountain Blade Warband. Let's see, Durful Kadern, Mr. Durful Kadern. Let's do your beard, sir. Now that there, that's accurate. Yep, that's a Briton. That's a Briton mustache there. Yeah, they warriors at this time that we had the fashion, right? Like everybody likes to wear ball caps. Everybody likes Air Jordans. Everybody likes my Vans. This is the mustache and the torque necklaces. The torques is a Simba status, yeah. And the mustaches, the warriors, rock and roll. So we're gonna do the mustache, cool. Now, Durful would have been bearded in the books, but that's okay. But the hair, I already know our hair. It's the same old hair we always use. Our Viking hairdo. Come on, stomach, be kind. There we go. Good enough. I think he's set. Wasn't that strange? I heard that blurpy noise before. See the seam. Now this is vanilla. This is, I've not done anything to this at all. Nice. Love the banners. Bitchin'. Oh, Durfel. 50 renown. Age 25. No fiefs. No controversy. We belong to no one. We belong to no kingdom. That's good. That's just what I wanted. When I tested this out, when I had tried this before, we actually started out as, because we chose our father as a petty king. And so when we first entered the game, when I first tried this out a while back, we had a village, and we were, like I said, we were like a really super small time king of just a village. We were the king of a village. Our father was like a petty king, so we were the king of like a backwater village. Now, one of the beautiful things about this is that we can continue to improve and invest time and money into our settlements, and we can expand on them and build on them and grow them into towns. So we can build our villages into towns. We can expand upon and invest in our castles, villages, cities, and make them big and prosper, and they will actually evolve from little villages into cities. And that's cool. And I've only seen that in 1257 expanded, and that's cool. I have heard that a million times in the last 10 years. Thank you for becoming aware. Oftentimes, there's been a few times where people have rolled in here and experienced me, and they judge a book by its cover. They only know me for who I am today and who I am now. And some of the things that I share, people find unbelievable. But I wasn't sitting in my mother's basement jerking off to my PlayStation when I was your age or when I was 20 or 30. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet. We were out living our lives. But in 1 year, you can work for 20 years, my friends, and everything could be yanked out from underneath you. Everything you worked for. Your 3-bedroom at the beach, your kid in private school, it's all gone. Starting all over again. That's illness. That's multiple sclerosis. That's hereditary hemochromatosis and chronic costochondritis and hospitalization. And that could happen to you, as it happened to me. Why am I sharing that with you? So that you're prepared. Anything can happen. Here I am. Testament. Be prepared, my friends, as best as you can be. Don't be surprised like I was. That's why I share. Give somebody a roadmap for what may come. They've already had a look into the future of what could be. And then when you engage that scenario, if you engage an unfortunate scenario in your future, you might better overcome it a little easier because somebody left you a roadmap. So rock and roll. It's all right, man. We persevere. Your time is short, my friends. Do what you want with your time here on Earth. Your time here on Earth is very short. Don't let anybody tell you you ain't who you want to be. Like me, I'm the king of Leoness. Let's go find Tristan and Isolda. So check it out. Rock and roll. So this is vanilla, and this is built over top of Viking Conquest. Okay, so this is vanilla. I haven't done shit to this. Nothing, I haven't touched this. The music, nothing smokable. So let's have a look around. Camelot, I will change that to Camelot. So this is the Kingdom of Camelot. The sizing of the font sizing needs to be a little smaller. You see how it's bleeding over? But in any event, so there's some things that I'll address. We'll just change that to Camelot. Why Camelot? Innis Widren is spelled Y-N-S. space Wydrn or DN. Inniswydren. And the same with Innismon. Yeah. Like Innismona. Why Innismona? Why not just Innismon? Because that's what this is, Innismon. And this was, all the druids were killed here by the Romans, and then this became a insane asylum. This island was for the insane. The insane would all be imprisoned here. They would just be dropped off in this island. Yep, back in this time, this is the island of the crazy people. And it was pretty good representation in the television show on Amazon, Britannia. When you see the representation of the Druidism there in that television show at this time, it takes place during this time in these areas in that television show, Britannia on Amazon. That representation, I would like to believe, is a very good representation. I would like to believe. I'm not saying it is because we don't know. The only record of Druids that we have is from Roman writers. And that's it, so we really don't know. But what's portrayed in that television show, I would like to believe that is pretty accurate. That's pretty good representation of what was going down here when the Romans rolled into Britain, wiping out the Druids. Awesome. And so this is our vanilla version, straight out of the box, Age of Arthur. And so what else do we have? Camelot, Kingdom of Camelot. And we've got the great Dumnonia. And we'll be fighting for Dumnonia, right? Yes, we will. We'll meet King Arthur. We'll fight for Dumnonia. We'll see who is Lord of Dumnonia. High King Garen. Who is High King Garen? How about Mordred? Do we have Mordred? We have Ada. Bede. We have Bede. Who else? Of course she is. This is cool. Durful. Awesome. Check him out. Awesome. Yeah, this is interesting. See some of these characters. Ida. Ida has left the realm. King Arthur. King Arthur himself, bitchin'. Check him out. Right on. We're going to go fight for King Arthur. Renowned 1200, no controversy. He will be the Lord. I'll change some of the names. You guys will see changes in the fonts and the spellings. It'll be Camelot. Why are you pulling loons? That's weird. That's so strange. Yeah, loons. I gotta change that sensitivity. Hi, King Garen. Here's our kings. Here's our kings of the evening. I will be changing some of these names to actual Anglo-Saxon invading kings of the time. Yeah, I'll change some names. Oh, that dress looks great. Yeah, that looks really good too. That looks terrible. That looks great. Terrible. Terrible. Looks great. Lord Bors. So I was curious who's in here. Lord Bors. Gawain. Galahad. Awesome. Check them out. Who else we got? Lethwin Farseeker. Yeah, you are. Keep seeking, brother. Keep seeking. Let's see, who else is in here? Who else do we have in this Tale Worlds? It's Pictish. Marchog. Mistress. Nice blue dresses. Look at that. That's nice. Cool beans. Yeah, I like what she did with that fabric. See that? Nice change in that fabric. That looks good. That J's messed up. There's a J there. It's messed up. Yeah, we'll have to go in and fix that J. Keyboard keystroke. Let's see who else we got. Mordred. Mordred. He's the claimant to the throne of the Kingdom of Camelot. So Mordred's one of the claimants. No shit. That's crazy. That's cool. So you know straight up he's a bad guy. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. Well, he's probably debauched. Yep, Mordred himself, huh? Come on, eyes, don't fail me now. Let's see who else we got. Let's have a look at this whole map. Queen Guinevere is a vassal of King Arthur. King Arthur's her husband, so the king's already married. Good. Good, good, good. Cool. Ah, Queen Iseult. Oh, and she's married to King Mark. No shit. In the Kingdom of Cornubia with Tristan and Isolda. Now, what about Tristan? Is Tristan in here? Let's see if Tristan's in here. No, I don't see him. Tristan should be in Dumnonia or Cornwall. Camelot. Cornwallum. Look at all of our factions. Dumnonia. 2 fighters, 2 lords. Only 2 lords. Huh. Let's see what we got here. Camelot. He's fighting for Camelot. Camelot's got a bunch of vassals. Gareth, Lord Bors, Galahad, Bedivere, Gawain, and some of these other cats, I don't know who they are. Awesome. Helmet, we got Francia, awesome. Gwynedd, Kent. We'll change the name of Kent. It shouldn't be Kent. I'll remember the name. Like East Anglia. Or just Anglia. Frisia. Diffidel. Riata should be T. Riata. The T. Oh, cool. Del Riata. Irish Raiders. We can name them something different. I'll remember they have a name. I forget the name. They have a name. Yeah, these guys, the Irish Raiders. They have a name I can't remember, but I can figure. I'll find out. And who their leader? Yeah, the Black Shields. They had black shields. Middlesex, Pickland, awesome. And the Picts. It's a marriageable sister, so that's our Pictish princess. Yep, check them out. I have some Pictish skins. Trippy. So I don't know what to expect, but that is our... Age of Arthur. These islands. Nothing going on. Ring of Brogar's out there. Scarabray. Check out Scarabray. We'll have to do a video. We'll have to do a video walking tour. Chilling with coffee in the afternoon. We'll go do a tour of Scarabray in there. It's cool, the Ring of Brogar. I know somebody did a walk up there, right? Yep, so this is let's check out Europe. What do we got? Yeah, cool. Yep, we're gonna raid them instead of them raiding us. Germanic Franks. Frisia. Ah, cool. Fight at Finnsburg. Finnsburg. To fight at Finnsburg. The infamous, famous fight at Finnsburg should have been here. Yeah, we'll play that poem sometime. I'll read that for you guys. There was a great battle here. Big battle here in the Gouache. My ancestors were here. My last girlfriend's ancestors were here. My ancestors were over here. So we always wonder how closely we were related. Awesome. Linnaeus. Now these guys, Linnaeus, pagans. Yeah, now these guys should be Angles and Saxons. They were one of the last pagan holdouts in the Isles. Yeah. Linnaeus. Yeah, so as usual, we have the invading Anglo-Saxons. The Jutes were the first to arrive. The Jutes were first to arrive. They were the first Scandinavian tribe that arrived that were already Christian. They were the first to Christianize. Let's put it that way. I'm as accurate as, oh, London looks great. The seam there, we'll call that a road, a Roman road. We'll call that a Roman road. Yeah, that looks awesome. That looks awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So much history. Yeah, my family lived here for 1,000 years. So up in this area here, where I was showing you, my ex-girlfriend's ancestors are from here. My ancestors from here. Norfolk, northern folk. But this land, not long ago, this land was where Boudicca's tribe lived. But then 1,000 years after that, Boudicca's tribe lived here. But 1,000 years later, after they were long gone, ancient history, my ancestors settled here in the same place. Thought I'd share. Interesting. And so Leoness, come on, you can't tell me. See, she's so... Lady Ashwood, good job. Yeah, I was thinking about putting Leoness here because it's perfect for Leoness. There's this island off in Viking Conquest. And I was wondering, I was like, why do we have Leoness? Why don't we have Leoness? And she put Leoness in here. That's cool. I'm like, that's cool. Right on. So we got Leoness in here. Well, if you guys have seen the film with Rufus Sewell and I forget that young actor's name. He's a great actor. He was a nemesis in the Spider-Man films. But the film Tristan and Isolde, great film. All about this kingdom of Leoness and that fateful love between Tristan and Isolde and poor King Mark. And so we have Leoness in the game. Super. Cornubia. Awesome. Yeah, rock and roll. Camelot. That's where we have Dumnonia right in the middle. And so we have some strange king as King of Dumnonia. Cardiff by the Sea, Glowsing. Gwent right on. Who's the king of Gwent? We got to build some alliances, right? Murig. Yep. Murig. That's cool. Bitchin'. Right on. Yes, I can dig this. Who do we have? See these small, tiny little petty kingdoms. Kingdom of the Britons. Just Kingdom of the Britons. How about we make that Hwicca? Hwicca. Yeah. Are they pagan or are they Christian? Christians. Because they were a mix of Christian and pagans. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Check this kingdom out. And so the last time we played this, we started a character and it gave us a fief. Yeah, yeah, it did. It spawned a fief here. It did. It spawned a fief. It gave us a fief. It built a fief. Because our father was a petty king. He was a poor king. And so we became the heir, and we were the king of a village. So day one, when we began the game, we chose our father's background was a petty king. So we were the king of a village. And it was up to us to build on that village and make it more prosperous and make it grow into a city, a town. And given the location, it would have been a great port town, yet we've got these invading Anglo-Saxons everywhere. We got these pagan Saxons to the north, those bloody pagans. We got bloody pagans to the south, so that would have been very challenging. And that was version 5.0, and this is version 7.0. East Angles was the king, Roman. Pagans. Pagans to the north, pagans to the south. Awesome, my friends. Where are we? Let's go check out. I'm still getting used to where the buttons are on this keyboard. Now you hear that? This is very buildy, prosperous, building and improving. Now you hear that? That's got to go. We'll fix that. We'll change that. So we'll hear tangle harp. We'll hear a lute. We'll hear a little bit of pan flute instead of this warband music. Right? Before we go too far, we're going to jump into my version. Dun 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 da da. Interesting screen. That's cool. Cool. So again, we're looking at vanilla. We're looking at right out of the box version, bitchin'. Now you can slow down the speeds of the trees. If any of you ever have these trees, boy, that looks good. That looks so good. If any of those pines look great. Norwegian weeping pine. Some of my favorite trees. You can do a lot of really cool sculpting. Boy, the sky and the trees look great. Look at this village. Shit. Conan, what is best in life? Right there, man. If I knew then what I know now, I would have never left the farm. I'm glad I stayed working in the park service and running volunteer crews for the park service though over the years. I enjoy working for the park service and working with the park service. Yep. I'm glad I got to work outdoors though. Farming, man. Farming is definitely an absolutely 100% worthwhile way of life. Dude, semantic, what's shaking? Needs more cowbell, right on. Semantic. Good morning. Welcome. We're going to look at my version of this mod shortly. Durful. All right, Durful. Let's export him. Semantic, what's shaking? And so this is Age of Arthur, and this is fresh out of the box, and this is vanilla, and this is an abandoned mod. The last update was a couple of years ago, and I don't believe Lady Ashwood is going to continue working on this.
I am the master. You are the slave.
Thanks for that sub.
You are in my power.
Hey, thanks for that gift, Vors. You're going to bed? Thank you. Thank you. Gracias. Semantic. So my friends, we're gonna switch over to Warlord Edition. I've done a little bit of work on this, and so I wanted to share. And thank you for your generosity. Thanks. And thank you for this, all of you subscribers. It's not just a keyboard, it's the keyboard I need. Yeah. Thank you for those subscriptions. No, you didn't interrupt anything. No, you didn't interrupt anything. No, we're switching, man. We're gonna look at my version. And so thank you for coming along. Thanks for coming along. Oh, you don't think I'd go? I need to figure out some kind of semantic big hugs. Dream good dreams. I need to get some kind of thing, some kind of carrying thing for my cat. Carry Tucker around my neck or something. He sleeps on my head. Or he goes under my beard. Yeah. Thanks for that. We're going to continue our adventure. And Semantic, I hope to see you streaming again. I know I saw you streaming before. Yep, we're hanging out on your stream. You're chilling. Man, that Katamari, boy, that keeps your brain sharp. And gracias. And maybe someday. Yeah, man. That was one of the first games I ever saw on Twitch. Rocket League. I was chilling with the Able Gamers. The Able Gamers Foundation. Is everybody in? Nice to see you guys. Welcome. Welcome to my treehouse. Smoke a bowl in your honor. Your honor. Tucker sleeping in his easy chair in the bedroom. Starting to talk a little slow, but I still want to have a look at this. Make a little bit of progress in this mod. So I'm going to throw our save file in our new game. The save file we just created, I'm going to take out of that vanilla version that we were just looking at, and I'm going to put it in our new version that I am working on. I'm reworking. Yeah, when I'm chilling with you guys on your streams, was watching Freeside playing Katamari, and so I had an opportunity to continue working on these mods. Watching you guys stream, and I'm usually working on these mods when I'm watching you guys stream. You tell me. That's why I showed you that version first. Needs a lot of work. Little tweaking, little tuning. And if it's got a few bugs that I find that I may not be able to fix, I do have a few friends I can reach out to who can fix those bugs. A couple of our friends who roll into the channel now and then. Those big shots and those big gaming companies. A couple of our friends work on some big games. Let's have a look. What I need to do. Boy, I gotta clean that pipe, man. Clean that pipe, brother. Boy, it's cold as shit, isn't it? Boy, it was freaking cold. Holy hell. I gotta switch this. Let's throw our save files. Let's move our save files. We're going to take our save file from that version we were just playing. And put it into our new version that I've been working on. We'll have a look at that. Let's mod that banner, because we have a banner, right? So I'll show you guys how to mod a banner. Silly shit. It's simple stuff. Just little mods. Little modding. Let's just change a banner, make it really simple. So let's find our banner. We took our banner and we chose a banner so we can mod the banner. Semantic, dream good dreams. So let's mod that banner, man, with another banner, with the cool banner. The reason I chose that banner is a little similar to Durfal Kadurn's banner, which I could just yank out of a different mod, but we'll just change the one we have real quick. And I'll show you, it's simple shit. Love that Omnia. I could work to this music all day. There we are. There's our silly banner. Do we have music over here, Warlord? Do we still have music over here, Warlord? Let's take these guys with us, Warlord.
Once upon a time.
Shh. Quiet, Durfal. Here we go. Hey, shit, here we are. Rock and roll. Cool stuff. Cool bitchin'. This is PaintNet. PaintNet allows you to work with DDS files. PaintNet is the old standby painting program that texture artists have used to mod warband textures back in the day. I've been using this for a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this banner. Let's get rid of those layers. Let's take that. Let's make that black and white. I bet you that's right on the money, is it? Just about. Let's take that. Durfal's banner was black with the star on it. So close enough, right? Where are we at? 20. That's better. That'll work. Simple stuff. We got a 20 on that. Boom, boom. Almost. Close enough. We'll make it look a little dirty. That's better. Piece of cake. Find out. I'll answer your question now. And my friends, look at that nice quiet keyboard. You have a Warlord slapping on that shit like Planet of the Apes, baby. Let's go look at Warlord Edition. And we'll look at the banner we just painted real quick. I have other banners I'll put in there. Let's see. Change the menu. Graphic. Let's go. Hot dog. Bjorn! I'll play the Bjorn cartoon for you. Rock and roll. Look at that fortress. That ain't no freaking CGI either, man. Where is that? That's a living history village, I'll bet ya. Not enough medieval. There's been a big surge in medieval reenacting and living history in this country, I'd say in the last 10 years, last 12 years. But in Europe, That living history reenacting, man, medieval reenacting living history, it's been going strong for shit 50 years. Poland. Poland is the capital of reenacting, man, in Europe. Yep, they've got it going on. History villages, full out Civil War reenactments, entrenchments, everything. Yeah, met this cat here on the battlefield, this young Polish guy, the tour bus. We're out doing living history out at Pickett's Charge. This kid rolled right in with us, and he could barely speak in English, but he rolled right in with us and did drill with us and everything, took photos with us. He was doing drill and everything. It was great. And the language we did understand was the smiles. Yeah, that was fun. We couldn't understand each other, but we understood drill. We were all doing marching and doing, yeah, it was cool. And he's just wearing his civvy clothes. That was fun. Fun, fun, fun. History, history. And so the banner up there, I did that screen, I did this screen, I put a font in there, I did the logo, I did the menu there on the left, and the music. I started working on the music, and I started working on the graphics, and I'll probably find a different font eventually. Hope you like what you see, hope you like what you hear. And the work will continue. There's a lot I can change in this, and there's some things I can fix in this. And the mod developer has a keener understanding of programming than graphics, where for me it's a little vice versa. And so I hope I can contribute to this mod, and people can enjoy what I've added to it in the future. Menus, some nice graphic polish is what I usually do. Little warlord polish, and I may edit a few things, some scripts and dialogues. I'll definitely be adding modding place names, character names people will be more familiar with. I love the addition of magic. I can't wait to explore that. There's so much I haven't explored, but there's a little bit I've changed so far graphically. And so I just took our playthrough out of the other game that we just started, the vanilla version of Age of Arthur, and I put it over in our version of Age of Arthur, and we changed our banner. I need to fix that up on the top right. You see how it's blurred in? That's two images that are not spaced correctly. I added this map in, like I said, the menu graphics, escape menus, bitchin'. I'll also change some things there. The hints. I'll add more lore. So let's see where our hero is. And so this is Warlords Edition. The music is different. The graphics on the ground are all different. The trees will be different. I'll be adding some different pines to them. I'll be adding some different trees to this. The ground graphic is mine though. I redid the ground texture. And so that's what I do when I'm hanging out with you goofy clowns on your goofy clown streams. This is my art. For those of you who've said to me over the years, Daryl, I'd love to see you do your art again. I've been doing art. I've been very busy doing art. Right here. Right here, look at this. Look at this. This is my palette. It is. And I spent my entire life out in the dirt. And this is definitely my palette, boy. Right on. I can dig it. Oh yeah, Hadrian's Wall, awesome. Let's go. Bitchin', look at that. Oh, so cool. I can't wait to check this out. Awesome, awesome. And so, yes, I modded the shit out of this. I hadn't even been in it yet. That's how good I am. All hail the handicap. Yeah, I modded a bunch of this and I hadn't even played. I modded the mountains. Let's see how the mountains look. The stone, I redid the stone. Yeah, that's mine. I did that stone earlier. Yeah, shit, man, that looks pretty good. Hot diggity dog, patted myself right on the bottom. And thank you, Lady Ashwood, for letting me play with your mod. Bitchin', look at this, man. This girl's got the right idea. She's in the right time period. Awesome. Caithness. Hot diggity dog. Stjornavegar. Orkneyar. Skarbray. Just call it Skarbray. Brodgar. Skarbray. Caith. Stjornavegar. What would it be called before then? I don't know. Well, we will never know. We will probably never know. I could probably maybe there's a record somewhere, but we may never know what the Picts called this at this time. 400 AD, 500 AD. We might not have any idea what these people called this place. Now we know it was here. We know who lived here. And all of this, how'd these people get here? All of this used to be land. This was all filled in. This was not ocean. This was not the North Sea. This was land. I forget what it was called. I think it started with the D. But this was all land. And we know this because we have had archaeological digs and findings down here at the bottom of the sea. Okay, we found buses here. Viking ships that we thought was a myth. That would carry 100 men. But now we found them. But in any event, our ancestors had been coming across this land to these islands for thousands of years. After 12,000 years ago, the ice melts. That ice melts, what happens? Fills the shit in, right? But for hundreds of years, thousands of years, these guys were going back and forth. They were trading from up here over to here. Okay, and even after this starts to fill in with water, they're still communicating and they're traveling by boats. We know this because rodents were found over here with illnesses in places that they couldn't possibly have gotten to unless they got there with the boat, because they didn't cross when that was land. Okay, so we know that these people continued to communicate and travel and talk to each other and meet each other through boat travel, especially down here, okay, because they were trading tin and precious metals from Cornwall over here to mainland Europe. And that's where that 2% of that genetic Celtic footprint came from. Only 2%. You're British, you're Irish. You are British, you are Irish, you're not Celtic. You're British and Irish. These people over here are Celtic. And they came over and they traded amber with you. Yep, they were even as far as way the fuck over here. Yep, that's right on the money. Yes, it is. Yeah, the Picts originally came from Europe. Picts originally came from Europe. They made it all the way up there, all the way up to the north. It's amazing how cultures have traversed continents for thousands of years and created kingdoms a multitude of times in different places, but it's the same people. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Thought I'd share my passion. Floats my boat. Ha! Excellent. Right on. We're at Lindisfarne, Bambara. So Ida the Flame Bearer, in 10 years, yeah, Ida the Flame Bearer, he will conquer that fortress and he will name it for his wife, Bambara, Bebenberg, Beba. That will be called Beba. Ida the Flame Bearer will land there and he will burn that place to the ground. He'll build a new fortress there and he will call it Beba. And his descendant will be Uhtred. And his descendant will be Bernard Cornwell. That's cool. Awesome, awesome. And my ancestors came here from Norway and burned that shit all to the ground. Yep, and then we landed up here. We ate all these people. Yeah, it was a bad winter. So how does it look? It looks groovy. The snow. Yep. That snow isn't showing up. Yep, I'll have to make sure I replace the snow texture because this should be my snow texture and this does not look like my snow texture. So I'll have to see if I put it in the right place. The snow texture is going to show up when the weather changes. Bingo. Rock and roll. Look at all these places. We have to adventure and see what this is. There's some warrior there that we'll have to fight, right? Ah, this is so cool. Remember, my friends, look at the compass. The compass looks good, doesn't it? But is this shit upside down? Well, yeah. Yeah, the compass is upside down. I'll have to fix that. All you have to do is flip it upside down. Find the image. Find the image. Select that area where the compass is. And then flip that layer vertically. And that will fix that compass. Yeah, because the North Pole is up here. It's upside down. Unless it's pointing to the South Pole, maybe it is. Maybe it should be. So look at these kingdoms. The Pennines. Interesting. Let's see if we have... Yes, we do. Helmet. This is fascinating history here in this region. This region is the most genetically pure region in the entirety of the islands. These people don't... They only marry their neighbors. Let's go. Hooey. Blackberry ginger ale. That is freaking proof that the gods exist. Blackberry ginger ale. Holy shit, fire in the hole! You got it. That means I gotta smoke a ball. Your wish is my command. I fucking love the pirates. Where did my business cards go? They're not business cards for strippers, I swear. No. No. It's their business cards of their mothers. That's right. Thank you. Was not expecting me to say that's what my ex-girlfriend said when we were breaking up. What did I say? I already forgot what I said. Welcome to Warlord's World. I already forgot what it's good to see you, brother. So what did I do to this? How does that look? Looks like we have to fix that, don't we? Yeah, we got to fix that. We got to make the scroll come up higher, or I'll just change the image. Ah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. If you were to ask my grandmother in 1980, Granny, what happened to the pecs? I had an interesting grandmother. She was like a female version of J.R. Tolkien. She was a history teacher at the University of Chicago. What happened to the pigs? Right, she was pagan. She said we ate them. And so that's what I would grow up believing. That's what my granny would tell me. We ate the pigs. So I need to work on that menu. We'll change that scroll. See, I botched that. I haven't looked at this yet. I just modded it real quick. But I need to change that. And so we will. And the music that we are listening to is the wonderful Eldrum. I love Eldrum. And Eldrum, thank you for all the smiles on my posts and stuff. Love Eldrum. Rock and roll. This is Runafal. So I did a banner, I did the menu, I did this jazz. So let's get in and play. Check out our options. That's right, let's have a look around. Let's see what we missed. Let's see what we haven't looked at yet. Right? Righty right. Camp menu. That's the ticket. Let's check it out. Start hunting, build a village, build a fort. So productive, right? Check it out. Station troops. We can build a temporary fortress, station troops. Check out our troop trees. Everything we need to do. We can build a village. You could straight up build a village. Why not? Why not? You start chopping some trees down. You start selling some produce. In 10 years, it's a village, right? That's history. Or as Uhtred said, my ancestors became lords of this land because they took it and they built on it and they made something out of it and they fought and they protected it. And that's why they were the lords of this land. And so we can build a village. We can build a fort. And the village can evolve into a city. The fort can evolve into a better fort, a castle. Who knows? Let's find out. Bitchin'. We can go hunting. If we're low on food, we can go hunting, right? We can figure out the trade routes. I will bet you a jar of creamy herring. Jar of creamy herring. That the wool trade on the coasts of the Irish Sea. You can buy wool for next to nothing. And then you can go inland and you can quadruple your profits. Let's find out. I bet you we can. Hey man, thanks for chilling. I hope you like my music. I love these guys. Check them out on Facebook. Eldrim. Eldrim. They're the real deal. And Runefell. They're the real deal. It's good tunes. But on Facebook, those guys are fun. Hednagarna. They're the original pagan band. They've been pagan band since the 70s. Sometimes they go live on Facebook on Saturdays. On Saturday mornings, chilling, drinking coffee, playing some good old pagan instruments. Those guys have been jamming the real deal pagan tunes from the good old days. From long, long, long ago and far away. For many decades. And it's nice to see bands being able to engage technology and share their talents. Awesome. So look at the options we got. And thank you for coming along, all of you. You are in the kingdom of Camelot. I love to see, so whenever you're in a different environment, like say we're in Essex, it's going to give us a little bit of information about Essex. That's a game. I love a game. That's a good game. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I love Warband. I love Tale Worlds. This is my cup of tea. Bitchin'. Tells us everything we need to know. I love the Viking Conquest format. Rock and roll. So we can do all kinds of stuff. You guys can see this. Let's check out our options. Difficulty type impossible. Normal. We'll set that to normal. Damage, normal. Now this will likely, once you set this and click OK, this may or may not become permanent. I think your damage and combat and that jazz, once you set this, you can't change it. That's usually the case with Viking Conquest. So choose carefully. Don't be afraid to put it on easy. I don't know what this, I have no idea. These guys might be fighting like the X-Men. They might be fighting like the X-Men. Right, I have no idea, but I'll keep it on normal. I'm good with that. Combat normal, fastest, always fastest. Campaign AI. Put it on poor. The campaign AI. Bandit parties less. This is how I play my game. Magic, absolutely, rock and roll. In Age of Arthur, those wanting more fantasy can switch magic from light to full. At light only, specific quests will have supernatural elements, and magic will be reduced to simple curses affecting luck. Curses affecting luck, that's cool. You see, because all of us in the Tale Worlds universe, we have a under the hood, under the radar, luck skill. And that is a factor, it is a influencer in the dice roll of the dragon dice in your adventures in Tale Worlds. Yeah. Gear effect skills, nah. No stamina, Nah, fuck that, I'm disabled. Wounds, nah, fuck, my legs are killing me. Rust improves morale, rock and roll. The rest of this stuff though, nah, I'm gonna play, have fun, we're gonna fight and kill the enemy. Lords die, I don't want the lords to die. Player die. I don't want to die. I want to live, baby. I want life, fucker. In the immortal words of Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner, I want more life, fucker. He wasn't shitting either. Game speed, standard, rock and roll. Battle size. I don't. Right now, there's invisible fucking bugs crawling up my goddamn back. Fucking Martian sickness makes me mostly sexy. You see, now this is the downside, is we have these little tiny electric shocks. They're like bugs. We call them the creepy crawlies, people with MS. We call it creepy crawlies. That's the downside. What's the upside? What's the upside? What's the upside? Yes, there's an upside. No shit. Is you get to go, hey baby, will you scratch my back? See how that works? That's the upside. Insane difficulty? Nah, we're not going to do insane difficulty. We'll leave the AI on. Leave that freaking AI on, because your freaking your heroes, your companions, your army, they might go wacko like they're freaking drunk. Start fornicating with the horses all over the battlefield. Leave the AI on. If you have a juicy computer, I have a potato. It's not totally a potato, but it's getting there. This may act wonky, may not. We'll test it, we'll see. And then I'll make a choice appropriately. And so we do have half off. I'm curious how well that works. I'm curious. I would like to try that out and see how that works, because it will give us the morale where your troops might freak out and run off the battlefield like a bunch of cowards. But it will also give us those random freaking guys getting pissed off with war cries. That's a bonus. Yeah. We'll leave everything on. Player division, infantry. Which means our infantry will form up on our left. We'll be in a position of command on the right flank, where we should be. I do like good old school warband though, where your divisions like just line up right behind you. So you're right in the center of the shield wall. And you got all your cats right behind you. Surtroming, this is awesome. Jar Surtroming. Dude, do you have multiple sclerosis? I'm just curious if you've ever told me you do have and I've forgotten. I apologize. How you think the torch feels? Okay, I was just wondering. Because you said you got that crazy shit on your back. I've been sitting there, man, like when I first had multiple sclerosis coming on. I was telling my daughter, I was like, what, there's something on my back. There's something on my back. She said, there ain't nothing on your back, Dad. I was like, it's driving me nuts. It's right there. She's like, there's nothing there. And it's just my brain making a feeling. It's sending an incorrect signal to these words. It's strange. It's your MS awareness message of the day. And so these settings. Listen, you wish you were here, don't you? Yeah, you do. Wish you were here, don't you? Yeah, you do. Take your pick. I got some coffee in there. You asked me how I was doing. I'm doing good. I've been in bed a lot the past couple of days. Narcolepsy kicking my ass. Sandman, sometimes he wins the fight. So check it out. Disable comp. Auto turn the army to face the enemy. Always. Players' enemies only attack. Now that's always more challenging if you turn that off. Players' enemies only, not the auto turn army to face the enemy. The auto turn army to face the enemy, if you turn that off, that's really challenging. Because you have to really figure out where the hell's your enemy at. Just like you're really on a battlefield. Where I'm using the automatic handicapped function where my army's always going to show me where the enemy is. Now the player's enemies only attack 99% of the effing time. It doesn't matter what damn warband you're playing. The enemies will sit up there in a defensive position and they'll never ever attack you. So you're forced to attack every time. They never meet you halfway. And so it's so nice that mod devs put that in their mods. Thank you, those of you who have put that in your mods. Thank you. Enemies only attack. Right, so you can meet them halfway in the battlefield, give you an opportunity to defend your position. Gives you an opportunity to take the high ground. These guys will take the high ground every time. Every time you're shield walling up a hill. Because these guys will just sit there and wait for you. And then your troops are all tired out. You're spawning all your troops 2 miles behind you. You get the idea. So that's a nice bonus. I like that. Thank you for putting that in. Normal, normal, normal. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Beginner, less, fastest, normal, normal, normal. Stamina, stamina, blood loss. Nah, we won't do blood loss. In Viking Conquest, when I'm doing Viking Conquest vanilla, right, I do blood loss, I do wounds, I do everything. It's just fine. We'll see what this holds. More, we have more. First of all, let's save that, and then we'll get back and see what more is. Select a book. This is where you'd access the cheat menu, likely. Yeah. So this is all good. Station troops. We don't have any troops. But if we wanted to, here's what you use this for. This is what you use this for. Your temporary hideout. If you have the option to create a temporary hideout, pay attention. Let's say you've lost some fights. Let's say you're rolling around with too many troops. What you do is you take your entire army and you put them in a temporary fortress, this temporary fortress. Take your whole army, put them in the temporary fortress, and then you take you and just a couple of your companions and you go to the pub right next door in the city. You got your temporary fortress outside with your 200-300 troops sitting in it, and they're all pissed off and bummed out, and their morale sucks, and they're about ready to start deserting. But you leave them in the temporary fortress here, and then you take you and a couple of companions, you go to the pub. You buy your 2 companions drinks. You buy them a good time with the lady of the night. And then that shoots your morale back up to excellent. So now you got you and your 2 companions, and you got your excellent morale. Now you go back to your temporary fort, you grab your troops, put them back in your roster. Guess what? You retain your morale. You will stick with the excellent morale, but you've spent 5% of what you would have spent if you would have bought your entire army drinks. You're only buying drinks for a couple of companions. You're spending 30 coin. As opposed to spending 3,000 coin. So something to keep in mind, a good use for a temporary fortress. And usually in this format for Viking Conquest, we should be able to have 2 temporary fortresses on the map at a time. And so you can have 2 fortresses with reserve troops just sitting there waiting to fill up the garrison of a fortress you take. So there's a couple of uses for this. You could fill up 2 of these places with like 1,000 troops, just waiting to take a city. Takes about 3 years. It takes you about 3 years of game time to build up a big fat elite troops like that in these temporary garrisons. But I thought I would share what was on my mind. Dude, that's my name. Yep, my parents had high aspirations and hopes for my future. Yep. I ended up saving the world from death, destruction, and greed. Yep, 1 cup of coffee at a time. It's my life story. Cha-cha. This dirty pipe. Hey, thanks for coming and watching some old geezer get stoned and search for the Holy Grail with King Arthur. and Nigel Terry, and Basil Rathbone, and Jarl Vors. Yep, leading the charge. On his horse, he named Monty Python. Cool. So let's make a name for ourselves. Look at that wonderful artwork. That's the kind of artwork Warlord does. That's what I grew up doing. Let's scoot. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? What else we got here in the Age of Arthur? Let's go into the village and have a look around at the landscapes and see what I did to it. Let's see how it looks. Let's see if I created dog shit. How's it look now? Does it look terrible? Probably. Yeah, I don't know if you guys even notice the difference, but I do. The ground textures and the stone textures and shit. There's some stuff I did to it. This here, I changed all that. One thing I really like in here, let's see, this kid. There's these dogs that the mod dev put in here, and they're really great. They're really great. The dogs that come with, like Viking Conquest, they look kind of sickly. They look really strange. The dogs that she has in here look really awesome. They look really good. They look like dogs. So we should probably be able to get a pet. Yeah, you see that needs to be fixed. Let's see. Little things. What's shaking, sister? We know the drill. There is a crazy old witch that lives in an abandoned Roman fort somewhere. Remind me not to go exploring anytime soon. So there's a witch living in an abandoned fort. There's a clue for an adventure. There we go. Good as new. I put a bunch of the old Brit Walden music in here. There was only about a half a dozen tracks that came with the mod. I added about 100. And I could see I need to change more. So that's that. See how these stones look all trippy? They look all glassy and trippy to make them white. So they don't look all weird green. See the dog? He looks great. Looks like a dog. He doesn't look like some sickly beast that came out of a flying saucer. Because that's what the other dog looks like. But that dog looks awesome. So let's check that out. Yeah, that texture is wrong, isn't it? I don't know, it's all green, supposed to be like sod, yeah? Yep, and thatch, and sod-roofed abode. Sod-roofed abode. What's up, kid? We're playing. Get the heck out of here. Get away from my house. What are you doing over there? I'm gonna sick my dog on you. Kid kicks me in the knee, runs. So that's that. How we doing, Durful? Durful is a free agent, and that's our goofy banner that we did. Yeah, I just kept it simple. Kept it simple and silly. Oh man, look at our terrible renown. We have no fiefs. We could create a fief. Create a fief. We have to go get a job. We have to make some coin. We have to prosper. We have to move forward in the life of who will become Lord Durful. Level 1, Durful. You are in big trouble, son. What kind of crap we got, Durful? We got some dried meat. We got some bread. We got a cracked boar spear that does 18 thrust. You poor thing. 157 length, but the spear looks bitchin', and I love that tunic. That tunic's bitchin'. Crude rich outfit, 15, tattered Roman boots, sword. Let's get that sword kicking. Yeah, I like our gear. I like our starting gear. 100 speed, 102 reach, excellent. 26 chopping, I wish it was a 36. But it's a starter sword, so 26. Yeah, that boar spear, 157, I wish it was longer. The thrust sucks. That thing should be a freaking 28 at least on the thrust. Pardon me. Yeah, that's bitchin'. Yeah, we're doing all right. We got no horse. We got no horse. We got no money. We got no car. We got no girl. And there we are. Look at that. Freaking boar spear. All right. So what's next with Durful Kadern? Recruit volunteers. What kingdom are we in? And what do we know about our selfless? All right. Now we're talking. Check it out. Right to rule 13. $55 health level, 165 stamina, 0 stress. 0 stress. So I betcha, if we get a really high stress score, we'll die from a heart attack. I bet you we do. Yep. Renown 50, unknown reputation. Nobody knows who the hell we are. We got 900 coin. Our gods are the old gods. We cannot read, so we have to go learn to read at a monastery from the Christians. We have no children. We have not acquired a special trait. And so the trait we're going to go for, I don't know what trait she has in here. We'll have to see how our character evolves and what traits the gods decide to give us. We have no scars or wounds yet. We've killed no enemies. We've killed no allies. Oh, man. My name is Gantra the Old, and if you delve into this world, I recommend you listen carefully. Britain. The Britons call her Eunice Widrin. You see that spelling? Prydein. It's Widrin. Eunice Widrin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The Goidels call her Alba. Thank you. Thank you for not writing Alban. It's Alba, not Alban. While the Angles, I should know, I was there. Listen, I'm younger than I look. I'm 7. Anglaland, I love it. She writes just like she talks, like Mark Twain. Mark Twain wrote like he talked, and she writes like she talks, and gave the name Anglaland to the lands they conquered. The lands are large, rich, and beautiful, and are covered. 80 years ago, Roman authority, more importantly, Roman legions, officially left this land and fought for self. King Vortigern. Right on. I was thinking about naming our character Vortigern. My skin gets itchy on my chin. I have a scar there, a wound there many years ago. You ever seen your chin sticking out of your face? So the land is currently at war. Ah, so much to read, so much to read. I love it. Excellent. So we'll have to read that. We'll turn that into a piece for YouTube. Read all that history. Do some more lore videos. Bitch and Arthur party. We have none. Current size limit 36. Let's see, charisma plus 6, fief 0. 36 troops. So that's what I'm looking at there is most important. I can completely manage 36 troops, and I only have 1. So I need to keep it at 36 troops in order to keep our morale kosher. Keep our troops fat and happy, like good drunken fornicators, right? Keep them at 36 troops and everybody will be solid. You won't be bitching about everything under the sun. Food variety, -2. See, that tells you what to work on. Our food variety is a -2, so we need to grab a couple more food items, even just for ourselves. We are bummed out, and our morale is suffering, even though it's just us, because we've only got 2 things to eat. Listen to me bitching about food. I got chicken in there. Our budget, nothing. We got 900. Ships, we have no ships. Skills, attributes, stories, quests, no quests. Relations, we have no relations. We know nobody. How's our factions looking? Look at all the factions. We have zippity doodah with all of them. The Visigoths, the Franks, look at this. Burgundians, I love it. Look at all the kingdoms. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Ulaid, Aliak, you see that Alec? Aliak, Alec. Anyway, little weird things. I'll be changing a lot of things and going through this with a cup of coffee. Awesome. Abrock, Reged, old Reged. Awesome. Almet, Leeds. Wessex. Leoness, awesome. We're going to have some fun adventures. And at some time, if I'm just playing, and also with Britain Waldes, very similar to this, I'll be playing these games. Sometimes if I'm in a chill mood, I'll be turning my camera off and I'll be playing an audiobook in the background while I play. The game sound will be a little bit lower so people can enjoy a nice audiobook of these tales of where we're at and what went down back in the day. Heck yeah. So check it out, statistics, how we doing? This my score. I don't play Warband for a score. I don't play Warband to conquer the world. I play Warband to meet these people and feast with them and fight in tournaments with them and kill them and take everything they have and turn all their cows into donuts. Let's go, Durfel. So that's that. So is this a city? Let's check it out. The town of, so let's go there. Duel. Like Howl. I changed a bunch of the names of the NPCs. I changed the names of a bunch of the NPCs. So like Lezelet is now Howl, who was Durfel Kadern's trainer in sword fighting when he was growing up. Ymira is Isilda. Ferentis is a character from the Tales, as is Katrin. I've changed all the companions with the exception of about half of them. Half of them are of the dev's creation and I left them alone because they're cool. But the ones that came out of Warband, like Bunduck, Lezelet, Ymira, that we all know from Warband, I changed those. I changed those characters, so there's no Warband. We shouldn't see any Warband in this wonderful world of Camelot. So let's take a walk. Here we go. Bitchin', bitchin', bitchin'. So how's my stupid ground look? Yep, it's just grass, man. That's like as fun as watching the grass grow. I did it for over 30 years. That menu is wonky. It didn't work right. They're all staring at me. They're freaking out. They're like, who's the stranger? They're all gonna pull out freaking butter knives and come after me. They're gonna eat me on a biscuit with honey. Dude, this looks great. Look at the Roman buildings. Look at that, man. They had a sale. They had a sale. Dude, let me guess. You shop at Sears? You shop at Sears too? I shop at Sears. I shop at Sears. You shop at Sears. We all shop at Sears. Awesome. Not just any Sears, Celtic Sears. What do we got? Oh, I love that shield. All right. All right, all right, all right. Celtic sword, 2,000. We got 900. Look at our crappy armor. Look at that lance. Bitchin', this is terrible. We'll replace that. This shield is top notch. Yeah, these are great shields. Ah, nice battle axe. Look at that. Power draw 3. One-handed. Heavy axe 36. How much for that sword? Our sword's all right. The chopping sucks. I wish it was better. How about this one? 37. Yeah, man. Fine Celtic sword. Look at that. Weapon reach 99. 102. 100. 199. 37. That's a good sword. Hopefully we can gank one off the battlefield. Hopefully we can gank one off the battlefield. Our spear blows. I wonder. Oh, long spear. 185. 90. 28 thrust sucks. 157, 90, 185, 90. Look at that, same speed, 1.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds. We'll chalk that up to the spearhead. The similarities in the stats. Let's see, 90, 185. Yeah, I need that sucker. I need that spear. And I need a horse. My eyes are giving me jip. All kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good stuff. We'll come back. Let's see. Ah, cool. We can fix stuff up. That's what I was wondering. The Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair is the very first permanent Renaissance village anywhere in the country. It's also the largest and the very first permanent, and it's been around, I think, for about 30 years. And so when you go to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, you're walking into a freaking medieval village with a full pirate ship. There's a mansion with a vineyard. There's a full jousting lot that's been there for 30 years, since I've been going there since 30 years ago. Yeah, the Pensy Ren Fair is huge. I want to go again, dude. I want to live stream. My daughter goes to Ren Fairs all over the place. She goes to Ren Fairs all the time. She does cosplay in Ren Fairs, but she goes to Ren Fairs a lot still because she's active and mobile. But the Pensy Ren Fair, the Maryland Ren Fair, but Pensy's got a great Ren Fair, and I'd love to go again. I'd love to see the joust, man, and eat some food and drink a good beer and see the cool shows and the kings and queens chess and all the bands playing music and the gypsies doing comedy and stuff, man. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Oh, the Pensy Ren Fair is on for like a whole season, like an amusement park. So much fun. I'd love to go. I used to live 5 miles away. It's right by Hershey, Pennsylvania. I used to live up in Hershey 15 years ago. And that's where Dick Winter from Band of Brothers lived. And I didn't even know it for years. I didn't know that Dick Winter lived in Hershey until I saw Band of Brothers. Chocolate Town, USA, and not far away is the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. If you ever get a chance, highly recommended. The Ren Fair is great, especially the Pensy Ren Fair, because it's huge. And it's permanent. Those buildings are all built to stay. It's like going into a hobbit village, medieval village. It's cool, and there's blacksmiths everywhere, and people selling gigantic pickles and those great big gigantic crazy turkey legs. And my eyes are giving me all kinds of grief. There we go. Yep, cool. Our boar spear, playing for 60 coins. Our boar spear. Balanced for 95, no, we don't need it. What about our sword? Plain. Balanced for 187. You got a deal, Sonny. What else we got? My wooden shield. Battered. Agreed. Cool. We'll make some money. Cool. So we got our stuff a little bettered up. Right on. That's better. The stats, the damage still sucks. Come on. I think I got an eyelash in my eye. That shield's still battered, but it's got 300 hit points. Our sword now, it's doing a 29, but look how fast it is. It's fast, 103. That shield. What's he got for shields? That's 399. What's he got for this one? Crack 364. I'm only going to get 3 for that. 6 coins for that. We'll see if we'll get one off the battlefield. We probably will. Yeah, that's good. I'm solid with that. I wish we could get a horse. We'll have to find out how much a pony's going to cost us. Yep, look at this creepy place, man. You go in, but you never come out. Hey, sister. Check him out. What kind of armor you got? Oh, yeah, he's got all kinds of goodies. He's got all kinds of goodies. Oh, look at those red trouser, that red trouser armor. That's bitchin'. Oh, that helmet's great. Look at that helmet. That's awesome. Look at that with the plume flying in the wind. Yeah, this is super right there. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah, that's great. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. All kinds of good stuff. Look at that. How much is that? 400. 400. Look at that. They look awesome. Those outfits look cool. They're so good. Those are great. Yeah, that's so much better. 15, 20, 12. 12. Nice helmet. That Spangen's awesome. That's awesome. Come on, eyes. My eyes are giving me grief. 2,500 for 33. 33 at 17 pounds. For that Bernie, that's ideal right there. That's ideal. Yep, that's an awesome helmet. Super. That's some good Arthurian stuff. There's that Roos helmet. Yeah, maybe that's a Roos helmet. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. 19 pounds for a 42. Yeah, that's kick-ass. That's super. I want to grab that armor. It's 400. I need to get troops too. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That's an 8. That's kick-ass. Yep, that's right on the money. That's awesome. That's super. Good job. That's a little different, isn't it? Yep, that's British. Celtic padded, that's a 10 at 3 pounds. A 10 at 3 pounds. That 15 at 4. That 20 is what I need. What other footwear we got? Wrapping boots. Fours. I don't even want those. Just put something else on. Yeah. Oof. We're getting all kinds of. We'll get arrested with those on. Yeah, we will. 300 coin for that. We'll take it. Those boots. How much are we gonna get for those? 50. I'll take those wrapping boots. I'd rather have the wrapping boots. Look at that. They know what's up. They saw M. Night Shyamalan. Yep, with the aliens and Mel Gibson. It's all true. It's in the game. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too. The plume on the menu on the helmet. That's a great helmet. That's usually Roos armor or Nomadic armor out east. Yeah, both of those. I see those in games as Rus helmets. Bitchin', so that's that. And we're almost broke. So then we have to go get a job. Get a jobby, make some money. Weapons. The pub. Dude, I thought we were gonna have some fried chicken. No fried chicken for us tonight, huh? Let's go check out the pub. All right, cool pub. Cool pub. Wandering Skald. That's a bright cloak, Sonny. How you keep it so clean? Did you hear that? She loves me. You look like a spy. I bet you're a spy, aren't you? What kind of spy? It tells me he's a spy. Look at her. Awesome. We can go on bounties so we can make some extra coin as a bounty hunter. Awesome. Agravain. Yeah, Agravain in the books, he's in the books in the story. If she's doing any of this from Cornwall, which she may indeed be, doing some of it Cornwall, Lord Agravain, he's always debauched. He's a bad character. He's shady character, I should say. Live by the sword, or so they say. There may be other work. Bounties posted. Super. So Agravain, he's the bad cat. Gambler. Let's talk to our Skald. Huh. Now he'll let us know about the feast. Gwent. Dumnoni or Gwent. We have two feasts. We can go to two tournaments. Two countries that we could go fight for. Cool. Let's go, go, go. Get a job, get some renown, make some coin, get our teeth kicked out in the arena. Awesome.
War will be the end of us all.
Yes, it will.
I was born with a blade in my heart.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna explode. We need permission from the town lord to recruit them here. From the town lord. We don't know the town lord. He's not going to give us permission. Nope. There's no one to hire in the pub. We could try to hire from a village. We'll see if we can. So let's go meet our lord. Watch him murder us. Right off the bat, he'll cut our head off and throw us in the dungeon. It's game over. It's good to meet a brother of our people, Durful. Let's share a pot. Let's share a pint. Awesome. A brave man's home is all the world, or so they say. I love that line. Right on. What's the kingdom doing? They're at war with Powys and Ceredigion. Why aren't they at war with the Saxons? Yeah, we should make static wars. We could. We could see what happens. What come what may. It's King of the Hell. See what happens with these kingdoms. They're not doing anything. What are you and your men doing? Guarding his home. Hasta la vista. Durfal's still kicking at level 1. Looking good, Durfal. Look at you all, GQ, Celtic Warrior, bitchin'. Let's go. Wonder if there's going to be a tournament there. We need to watch out for banditos. Like this guy right there. Yeah, I forget. We're level 1. We're by ourselves. We get our asses kicked. Stay away from these guys. We probably can't get into this feast. We'll see. Maybe there's a feast. Join the hunt. Join the hunt. Where the feast is in progress. Join the hunt. What do we do in the hunt? Let's find out. Right after I enjoy this delicious, dark, Milky Way. Yeah, the spy that asked permission first. That's the next James Bond film. The spy that asked permission first. We get a -1 for him just from trying to join the hunt. Well, we won't be going to his feast then. Gaelic footmen. Troop trees. We don't have a kingdom. No companions. They're all hidden. We'll uncover them. I'm trying to remember where troop trees are. It's in the camp menu. Yep, there we go. Britain's slaves. Oh, my eyes are giving me hell. Forgive me. Look at the Britain sharpshooter. It looks awesome. Yeah, the Britain Knights. Yeah, my eyes are getting worn out. That's better. Yeah, these guys look awesome. Check them out. Right on. Cool beans. Roman tribesmen. Oh, look at these Romans. They're badass. Standard bearers got everything. Awesome. Standard bearer is the top dog, huh? This is Eldrum. That horse is all painted blue, Pictish. Blue painted pecs. Shouldn't be invisible. I'll fix those. I'll fix those. Oh, he looks great. Look at him. Oh, yeah, he looks great. These guys look awesome. Check him out. Yeah. What else we got? Romano Britons. Yeah, he is. He's a tough guy. Bitchin'. Awesome. Looking good. He's gonna be badass in the battlefield. Yeah, he is. Cool. Just what I wanted to say. Let's not get captured. I should get that. He'll heal up. He'll heal. It'll take us a while, but we'll heal him up. 150, that's a deal. That's too much, but 150 for that lame horse, we'll take it. He'll heal up in maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I think the wife of my friend is cheating on him with a bard. That's a big ass chicken. Holy shit. That's freaking good. That chicken's gonna eat that kid. Oh, just like the good old days. We haven't been here in a long time. Boy, it looks so much better. Get rid of those trees though, huh? Look at that shit. Trailing out. Bread! Bread! The kid used to live next door. He called himself Bread. I thought that was cool. It was Brad, but he said, my name's Bread. Bread. Bread was better. Nice, hot, warm piece of bread with freaking butter on it. Ooh, yummy. Look at that. About to fix that. Look at that. He's got spasticity for multiple sclerosis right there. Look at that. That's historically accurate. Let's go, silly. That's right. I got a sword with your name on it. Brad! Brad! Red apples, green apples, red pills, blue pills, red apples, green apples. Go back to your worthless mothers. Oh! Right in the noggin. I knocked down 10 people, rock and roll. Tournaments. Kerludkoit. Silesia. Awesome. Karusk. Go to Karusk because we can't get into the place in Gwent because the Lord is a dick. So we'll try our best at Karusk down in Dumnonia. The tournament. Pardon me. The tournaments. Let's go to the tavern. Who's in the pub? Who's in the pub? Awesome. That's that warlord guy. Yep. Yeah, that tunic's a trip. We'll have to do something to that. Gambler, not interested. Lady, he must be a mercenary. Yeah, he's a tough guy. Awesome. There's no one around up here. There's no companions. Nope, no companions. Can we get any recruits? Nope, need permission from the Lord. How about the hall? Can we go to the hall? Oh, so nice, awesome. Awesome. Oh yeah, this is great. Good old piece of Rome. Cool. Welcome to Bath. Bath is such a pretty place. I've never been there, but I've seen videos. Lots of photography. Yeah, you guys with that crazy Russian armor. You guys are nuts. Awesome. These guys will kill me. I ain't talking to them. They're scary. We're level 1. Ah, crap. We got these freaking bad guys sitting right there. Coming after me. Deserters. Deserters and looters. What is it, noon? Let's see if we can get away from them. Dude, stay by the cursor. Come on, follow the cursor. Come on, follow the cursor. There we go. Cool. Let's go down and find the tournament. There's a fight. Who's he fighting? Camelot and Powys. I'm not getting involved in that, in those politics yet. We'll get a little feel for what's going on in the world. And meanwhile, Pepperidge Farms is proof that the gods love us all. Pepperidge Farms. We gotta stay away from these bandits. We have a ways to go. Boars himself, awesome. I forget the actor's name who plays Boars in that film. He was great. He also played Beowulf. See if we can make it. We need to put a white horse here on the map. I have to make it to Karus without getting molested. There's freaking bandits everywhere. And we have the ferry station, I remember. Shit, there's freaking bandits everywhere. Our little level 1 homeboy. Yeah, go kick some booty at the tournament. Do our best. I wonder what kind of interactions we can do with the caravans. 10 mines, naturally. Awesome. We're gonna get mugged. Let's not try to join the feast, man. The Lord will be hating on us. He will. Yep, he'll be hating on us. Just like the last one, we tried to elbow our way into the feast. Now we got a -1 with the guy. It's no fun at all. We can all smell the fried chicken right out the window, but he won't let us peasants in. What a punk of a lord. Nice pub. Looks like we wait until the tournament. 35-101, 1200. War bow. Good shield. I want to get a better shield, and we will when I get some more coin. horse doing? Hopefully we can get him healed up. Good horses. Awesome. They look great. How about the armors? Yeah, it's good armor. Good armor. Oh yeah, that's kick-ass armor right there. Awesome. All pagan all the time. Look at that. Thick mail braces. Awesome. These are good boots. Good gloves. Awesome. Oh, this stuff looks great. Sword looks great. Good stuff. I'm not spending any more coin. We need to make some coin. See if we can join the Lord's army. I'm not joining the feast because shit, we might get a negative with the guy. So we'll wait. See if we can join the fight. See if we can join an army. All right. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh, we're gonna get the worst partner. Oh shit, we got horses. Yay! Hot wine, right on a stick. Bread. Bread. Dude, go to bed. Dream good dreams, man. Good chilling with you. Thanks for spending some of your time and some of mine. Rest well and have a safe day on the morrow, dude. Rest well. Thanks for chilling with me and looking at Age of Arthur. And thank you, Vors, for your generosity. Semantics very nice. I like when she streams. I'll be right here eating candy.
Hail to you, brother of war.
It's my cousin. Oh shit. Come on, give me the sword. Fucker. Oh, doggone it. I need a sword. I can't do this guy with just javelins. I'm gonna run out of javelins. Shit. The fuck, is this broken? It should be F. To grab weapons. Grab. Bread for everybody. I can't grab anything. The fuck was that? I can't grab anything. Oh, what a jep. Let's see what we can get into. Where our adventure is going to take us. Indeed, and who we're going to fight for? Dumnonia, obviously. Right? And Leoness and Camelot. She has some fun adventures here. And some bread. Hell yeah. And Lady Ashwood, thanks for letting us play your mod. I'm looking forward to playing around with this mod. Cool, cool, cool. That was fun. Jarl Vors, it was good kicking it with you. Semantic, it was good to see ya. Anybody far and wide who rolled and chilled and see what I'm up to, thanks for spending some of your time and some of mine. And that was our second look of Age of Arthur. And when we were doing our third look of Warsword Conquest, and we're going to continue all of our mods in due time. Thanks for joining me, my friends. I'm going to get something to eat, get a little rest, probably watch some tube, and we're going to enjoy something fun together. If you're chilling, I hope you enjoy what I have to share. And I'll see you all sooner than later, likely.
He cleaned Excalibur's blade on his blood-stained cloak and slid her into the scabbard. He had grown a beard, and it was grey. It made him look older, much older, while the pain of Guinevere's betrayal had made his long face gaunt, so that men who had never met Arthur until that summer found his appearance fearsome, and he did nothing to soften that impression. He had ever been a patient man, but now his anger lay very close to the skin, and it could erupt at the smallest provocation. It was a summer of blood, a season of retribution, and Guinevere's fate was to be locked away in Morgan's shrine. Arthur had condemned his wife to a living grave, and his guards were ordered to keep her there forever. Guinevere, a princess of the Henneswaren, was gone from the world.
Don't be absurd, Davil,
Merlin snapped at me a week later.
She'll be out of there in 2 years. 1, probably. If Arthur wanted her gone from his life, he'd have put her to the flames, which is what he should have done. There's nothing like a good burning for improving a woman's behavior. But it's no use telling Arthur that. The half-wit's in love with her, and he is a half-wit. Think about it. Lancelot alive, Mordred alive, Cerdic alive, and Guinevere alive. If a soul wants to live forever in this world, it seems like a very good idea to become an enemy of Arthur. I am, as well as can be expected. Thank you for asking.
I did ask you earlier, I said patiently, and you ignored me.
It's my hearing, Derval. Quite gone.
He banged an ear.
Deaf as a bucket. It's age, Derval. Sheer old age. I decay visibly.
He did nothing of the sort. He looked better now than he had for a long time, and his hearing, I am sure, was as acute as his sight, and that, despite his 80 or more years, was still as sharp as a hawk's. Merlin did not decay, but seemed to have a new energy, one brought to him by the treasures of Britain. Those 13 treasures were old as Britain, and for centuries they had been lost, but Merlin had at last succeeded in finding them. The power of the treasures was to summon the ancient gods back to Britain, a power that had never been tested. But now, in the year of Dumnonia's turmoil, Merlin would use them to work a great magic. I had sought Merlin on the day I took Guinevere to Inniswidren. It was a day of hard rain, and I had climbed the tor, half expecting to find Merlin on its summit, but discovered the hilltop empty and sad. Merlin had once possessed a great hall on the tor, with a dream tower attached to it, but the hall had been burned. I had stood amidst the tor's ruin and felt a great desolation. Arthur, my friend, was hurt. Cynwyn, my woman, was far away in Powys. Morwenna and Seren, my 2 daughters, were with Cynwyn, while Diane, my youngest, was in the other world, dispatched there by one of Lancelot's swords. My friends were dead, or else far away. The Saxons were making ready to fight us in the new year. My house was ashes, and my life seemed bleak. Maybe it was Guinevere's sadness that had infected me. But that morning on Inniswidren's rain-washed hill, I felt more alone than I had ever felt in all my life, and so I knelt in the hall's muddy ashes and prayed to Bel. I begged the god to save us, and, like a child, I begged Bel for a sign that the gods did care about us. That sign came a week later. Arthur had ridden eastwards to harry the Saxon frontier, but I had stayed at Kirkadern waiting for Cynwyn and my daughters to come home. Sometime in that week, Merlin and his companion Nimue went to the great empty palace at nearby Lindinis. I had once lived there, guarding our king Mordred. But when Mordred had come of age, the palace had been given to Bishop Sansom as a monastery. Sansom's monks had been evicted now, chased by vengeful spearmen from the great Roman halls, so that the big palace stood empty. It was the local people who told us that the druid was in the palace. They told stories of apparitions, of wonderful signs, and of gods walking in the night. And so I rode down to the palace, but found no sign of Merlin there. 200 or 300 people were camped outside the palace gates, and they excitedly repeated the tales of nighttime visions. And, hearing them, my heart sank. Dumnonia had just endured the frenzy of a Christian rebellion, fueled by just such crazed superstition. And now it seemed the pagans were about to match the Christian madness. I pushed open the palace gates, crossed the big courtyard, and strode through Lindinis's empty halls. I called Merlin's name, but there was no answer. I found a warm hearth in one of the kitchens, and evidence of another room recently swept. But nothing lived there except rats and mice. Yet all that day, more folk gathered in Lindinis. They came from every part of Dumnonia, and there was a pathetic hope on all their faces. They brought their crippled and their sick, and they waited patiently until the dusk, when the palace gates were flung open and they could walk, limp, crawl, or be carried into the palace's outer courtyard. I could have sworn no one had been inside the vast building, but someone had opened the gates and lit great torches that illuminated the courtyard's arcades. I joined the throng, crowding into the courtyard. I was accompanied by Issa, my second-in-command, and the two of us stood draped in our long dark cloaks beside the gate. I judged the crowd to be country folk. They were poorly clothed and had the dark, pinched faces of those who must struggle to make a hard living from the soil. Yet those faces were full of hope in the flaring torchlight. Arthur would have hated it, for he always resented giving supernatural hope to suffering people. But how this crowd needed hope. Women held up sick babies or pushed crippled children to the front, and all listened eagerly to the miraculous tales of Merlin's apparitions. This was the third night of the marvels, and by now so many people wanted to witness the miracles that not all could get into the courtyard. Some perched on the wall behind me, and others crammed the gateway, but none encroached on the arcade that ran around three sides of the courtyard, for that pillared and sheltered walkway was protected by 4 spearmen who used their long weapons to keep the crowd at bay. The 4 warriors were Black Shields, Irish spearmen from Demetia, the kingdom of Oengus Mac Iram, and I wondered what they were doing so far from home. The last daylight drained from the sky, and bats flickered over the torches as the crowd settled on the flagstones to stare expectantly towards the palace's main door that lay opposite the courtyard gate. From time to time, a woman moaned aloud. Children cried and were hushed. The 4 spearmen crouched at the corners of the arcade. We waited. It seemed to me that we waited for hours, and my mind was wandering, thinking of Kynwyn and of my dead daughter, Deanne, when suddenly there was a great clash of iron inside the palace, as though someone had struck a cauldron with a spear. The crowd gasped, and some of the women stood and swayed in the torchlight. They waved their hands in the air and called on the gods, but no apparitions appeared, and the big palace doors stayed closed. I touched the iron in Howlbane's hilt, and the sword felt reassuring. The edge of hysteria in the crowd was unsettling, but not so unsettling as the very circumstance of the occasion, for I had never known Merlin to need an audience for his magic. Indeed, he despised those druids who gathered crowds. But here, tonight, it seemed as if he was the one who wanted to impress the half-wits. He had the crowd on edge. He had it moaning and swaying. And when the great metallic crack sounded again, they rose to their feet and began shouting Merlin's name. Then the palace doors swung open, and the crowd slowly fell silent. For a few heartbeats, the doorway was nothing but a black space. Then a young warrior, in the full panoply of battle, walked out of the darkness to stand on the top step of the arcade. There was nothing magical about him, except that he was beautiful. There was no other word for him. In a world of twisted limbs, crippled legs, goitered necks, scarred faces, and weary souls, This warrior was beautiful. He was tall, thin, and golden-haired, and he had a serene face that could only be described as kind, even gentle. His eyes were a startling blue. He wore no helmet, so that his hair, which was as long as a girl's, hung straight down past his shoulders. He had a gleaming white breastplate, white greaves, and a white scabbard. The war gear looked expensive, and I wondered who he was. I thought I knew most of the warriors of Britain, at least those who could afford armor like this young man's. But he was a stranger to me.